Okay, it's just me tonight. Everybody else has got things planned and going, so it's just going to be lonesome little old me. Yeah, close this little window. All right, Gil's got some civic duty he's got to attend to. And so let's go over who we got here. Good evening to Cecilia, Kyle, Wide, Michael, Gunslinger, Jay. As I said earlier, Gil is absent, Stringfield. And that's it at the moment. So, as I posted up earlier in the chat, truth passes through three phases. First, it is ridiculed. Second, it is violently opposed. Third, it is finally accepted as being self-evident. That is a quote from Arthur Schopenhauer, who lived a long, long time ago. Excuse me. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kick right into it. Those who show up a little bit will be able to catch up eventually. So I am going to share this as soon as I remember what the heck I'm not doing here. There we go. All right. And now I'll get over here so I can read it. This is a psychological profile, shall we say, of people during events. So, Adjustment Reactions, The Teachable Moment, a Crisis Situation by Peter N. Sandman. Gee, kind of reminds me of a song from a long time ago, Enter the Sandman. Anywho, when someone first learns about a new potentially serious risk, the dragon, the natural and healthy and useful reaction is, in a sense, an overreaction. You pause, you wait to see what's going to happen. You may stop doing things that suddenly feel dangerous. As in, after 9/11, some people quit flying for a while or stayed away from skyscrapers. During the anthrax, some people hesitated to open their mail. When a U.S. cow was discovered with mad cow disease, people briefly avoided hamburgers. You become hypervigilant. You watch the TV news more than you used to, or you check Google News every few hours. And if I were you, I would not trust Google News. You scrutinize suspicious looking people in nearby cars, booths, and airplane seats. You wonder what that white residue might be, going back to the anthrax stuff. And you consider whether or not you should notify the authorities. You personalize the risk. You imagine what it would be like if it were you, if a risk that was already hurting others may be coming your way were actually here now. You may even imagine that it is actually here now, hence hypochondriacs. But you take extra precautions that are probably unnecessary or at least premature. You go out for Mexican food instead of Chinese if you're worried about SARS, or Chinese instead of Mexican if you're worried about hepatitis. All overreactions. Hey, Lori, Anna, I'm sorry, and Tinker's wife. I'll try to keep up with chat. If I go too fast, scream really loudly in capital letters, I might catch it. These responses are signs of what psychiatrists call an adjustment reaction. They are part of the natural process of adjusting to the new risk. Here are the key characteristics of the adjustment reaction to crisis. 1, it's automatic. In other words, it's built into our brains. That is, it's not entirely under your conscious control. Critics may seize on this characteristic, ridiculing the adjustment reaction as knee-jerk. But notice, please, that the knee-jerk reactions are sometimes preferable to consequences of one's crisis situation because they're quicker. When your doctor checks your reflexes during a medical exam, the doctor is hoping they're working. knee jerk at all. It is healthy to pull back immediately after touching a hot stove, almost falling into a hole because you don't want to think about it first. It comes early. We may be in the early moments of a crisis that hasn't gotten big yet or gotten here. The dragon's here. We may be experiencing a precursor event, a potential crisis that either will or will not turn into an actual crisis at the time. Obviously, this may be a false alarm or the real thing. That's when it's most useful to adjust. A newspaper headline that fear is spreading faster than SARS missed the point. The last thing we want is a crisis that spreads faster than people's concerned about it. It is a survival trait to take a risk seriously before it involves you. Hence why most of us are preppers. We take that possible threat and we think about it and we prepare accordingly. It is temporary. The adjustment reaction is a temporary phenomenon that increases or eases the transition to whatever is next. Very few people get stuck in long-term overreaction. Those who do are said by psychiatrists to have an adjustment disorder and may need clinical help. Well, that could be all of us, who knows? The rest of us overreact only briefly. Then the threat passes and we stop taking precautions or we settle into the new normal. A longer-term state of a preparedness or the growing crisis makes our early reaction appropriate. Are y'all following along okay? Yep, fight or flight. I might, Tinker's wife, I might see it. I'm not sure. Just trying to catch up on chat there. Excuse me. Number 4, it is a small overreaction. The adjustment reaction is excessive mostly because it is technically premature, not because it's disproportionate. Key point. If and when the actual crisis arrives, this level of reaction and more well-being may become the standard, even mandatory. If the adjustment reaction is way out of proportion, not to just what is happening so far, but what also could happen, it is an adjustment disorder, but may not be a little out of proportion. When you pull back from accidentally touching a hot stove, your reflex briefly moves you further from the stove than is actually needed to avoid getting burned. It may need guidance. Adjustment reactions shouldn't be disproportionate, but that doesn't mean that they're necessarily well-informed and well-chosen. People who decide to wear a mask because of SARS outbreak or chemical release not only tend to put it on sooner than they need it, they may also be wearing the wrong mask or wearing it incorrectly. Therefore, they may need guidance on how best to act in their fears and situation, which I paraphrased it there. It serves as a rehearsal, which is what we've been doing for years, most of us. The adjustment reaction is an emotional rehearsal, getting you to psychologically ready to cope if you have to. It is also a logical rehearsal. If you start figuring out what to do and how to do it, the value of rehearsing emotionally and logistically explains why premature isn't such a deviation, criticism, or a devastating criticism. Words are difficult. You can rehearse after the show starts. People who have gone through a stressful or a successful adjustment reaction are better prepared to cope with a crisis when it comes. Hence, 99.9% of all of us. Y'all talking about food, and I'm trying to be a teachable moment. It reduces the probability of a later overreaction. This is the most paradoxical payoff. Because they have rehearsed us, because they are better prepared and feel better prepared, us, people who have gone through a successful adjustment reaction are less likely to overreact, us, to an actual crisis that follows. And this sense of adjustment reaction functions a little like an inoculation. Just as important, people who have gone through successful adjustment reactions tend to notice more quickly and recover more quickly when a crisis is over or threatened crisis has failed to materialize. So that was just a little bit of psychological 101 stuff tonight. So I'm back. Y'all miss me? Now I can read this. But the main reason, and I forgot the Broussards are on tonight too, so I'm kind of messing with the flow, so to speak, and I apologize. Um, all the schools in my area shut down today. Everything in the state of Ohio shut down, school wise. Events are going to get canceled here soon, and my son and I are on lockdown, self imposed lockdown. I got food, I got water, I got all the medical stuff we need, I got toiletries. I'm prepared. Yet a lot of my family and friends think I'm completely off my rocker, that there's nothing to worry about. Well, circles of ballet. Oh, I hate that. It's almost as bad as a blue screen of death. Well, we might be out of lockdown by April, but I don't see it. Just go by going with current timelines of current countries. Let's see here. We're in March, April. Oh, probably mid of June before we can all come out of our house and go for about 2 months. Then it's going to creep its ugly little red head back up. Mhm. Hey, old man. Yeah, Anna, and that's the biggest problem. That's one of the reasons I decided to stay off Facebook. That's why this is not being broadcast to Facebook this evening. Um, yeah, I'm tired of people telling me, you don't know what you're talking about. It's no worse than the flu. The flu's worse than this. Get off my soapbox. Stand on the ground. Is it level? Not really. Anyway, you cannot compare past events that have finished with the current event that is not even hardly started. It is irrelevant, unnecessary, and prompts people into a false sense of security. Hence, what I just got done reading a minute ago. And I have given up trying to educate people. My last well, here, I'll read it because I have devices. And I'm probably going to, I got notifications there. As of this time, my house is on lockdown. State of Ohio has canceled all schools until next month. I hope you all have your food and water stored. I've tried to warn you all this threat is real. Be safe and may God protect you all. And there not a single person I know commented on it. Hold on, old school. What'd you say there? No, many folks don't get it because they've been listening to the lamestream media. Yes, NBC, Fox is guilty, CBS, all these other bozos. Because they're a bunch of clowns wearing face paint who think they can control us and tell us what we need to know. They're the reasons that a lot of places have had runs on their necessities. When you keep telling people there's nothing wrong, nothing wrong, nothing wrong, they start to believe it, and all of a sudden something snaps. They see that what they've been told isn't right. It causes a panic reaction, the knee-jerk reaction. They go out and overdo what needs to be done. Therefore, they buy all the TP and buy no food. I feel sorry for them because when it comes to needing to go poo, they haven't been able to eat for 2 weeks, so they don't need to go poo no more. Their body's going to shrivel up and go, and it will just be another number. Well, unfortunately, I think that may be partially true, Wade, that they want some people to panic. Because if you can get some of the lower echelon people to panic, it creates a police state of sorts. And I can hear the latest headlines coming out of certain cities. Due to the amount of violence recently, we are forced to put the National Guard on duty to help police the streets to make them safer for you and me. I see that as a possibility happening. And true, some people watch news. I don't. I got a great big huge 55-inch TV sitting here. You know what I use it for? When I'm sitting at that table back there doing a review video. Hey, Kathy. Now I do have, and I don't know how far back you all can go, but I will show it here as soon as I get my brain to function properly again. Make sure it pops up for y'all. And that's not moving over here. What's going on? Oh, well, hold on. I got to refresh something here real quick. And while I'm doing that, I'll do this. Scroll back up to the top. Come on up, Simba. There we go. And I'll post this link into the chat. It's a lot harder when you're all by yourself, folks. All right. That link is to what I just threw up there. And not threw up, but put up there. Oh, stupid ads. Close. Thank you. This is a website that Gil tossed to me here just before he decided to ramble on off down to his city council meeting. I like that's more important. I mean, come on here. Of course, you guys know I'm joking. Anywho, this is a map that shows current at the time of publish numbers. Did I click on somebody's name? I sure did. So let me do this and then this. Go away. Thank you. Oh gosh. Uh-oh. Anna's leaving. I missed something. Okay, back to this. I'm trying to keep caught up on chat. All right, Anna. See you later. Well, Kathy, no. This does not have a runny nose. It doesn't really have a sore throat. It's got a dry cough, causes shortness of breath. That is this. The cold, it's got the runny nose and all that stuff, the headaches and stuff. This is a little bit different, but it does hit the people with compromised immune systems a lot harder. Anywho, back to this. This is the map, as I said, as of publication. There are only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with no known cases. Okay. And as you scroll down to this page, it goes over some interesting information, sort of. Gives you some basics, and then it goes through states. And in those states that it lists, it shows the counties. Now, unfortunately, not all states are clickable, only the biggest ones. Because when I scroll down here to Oahu, yeah, I can't click on Oahu. But as you can see, there are other states, so you can find your state and try and find information on it. That being said, I'll close that out so my computer can try and catch back up a minute. And sadly, you can't because they've been spewing malarkey for 2 months now. Well, there's no guarantee that's a safe place either, Jay. I'm sorry to hear that, Tinker's wife. Yeah, actually, if you have a runny nose, you're not guaranteed symptom free from it, but you're in a better shape for a moment. But if you do catch it, you're in worse shape. There's just that little bitty teetering point. And see, as much as I want to be on total lockdown right now, I do need to go to Walmart tomorrow to get some canned meat. I want to get some chicken, uh, pork, and beef cans. And I was talking to one of my neighbors. She's a working mom. She has 2 kids, a few pets, and a husband or boyfriend. I don't remember which. Um, and she got her daughter off the bus, and we started chit chat for a moment. And I said, "You got the message from school?" And she says, "Yeah, 3 weeks. What are we going to do?" I said, "Well, I'm staying at home. I'm locking my house down. If I have to, I'll put plastic over my windows. I don't care." And she knew I was joking when I said that. I can order online. I can't do a pickup because I don't have a pickup or a car. I have to walk. They don't deliver. And I just, well, yeah, well, I got to do what I got to do. But um, she said, yeah, her daycare is talking about closing. So the school closed. If her daycare closes, that means she has nobody to watch the kids. And her employer's talking about shutting down for a while because she works at a place that requires the public to come in, or she doesn't, she ain't gonna get paid. So that means she's fixing to be without a paycheck, no daycare. And Trump's idea is to give a payroll cut. Well, that payroll cut does absolutely jack poop nothing for people who aren't getting a paycheck. It doesn't help them out one bit. If they were working and are no longer working due to the situation at hand, it does absolutely nothing to help them at all. Nada. Because if you're not working, you're not getting a paycheck. Therefore, a payroll cut doesn't work. That being said, her and I discussed it. And I said, look, for the sake of your children, if you get to the point where you need something, come down and see me. I'll help you out. Because that's what good people do, right? They try to help others out. So I was talking to the other neighbor, and she's pregnant, due in June. She's a little scared. Her mom's flipping out because her mom's a little reactionary, which is understandable. And hold on. Yeah. So I try to put her fears at ease a little bit. And everybody keeps saying, well, how come you know more than everybody else? Um, I have a YouTube channel. I make it my point to know what's going on. Hence the name of my channel, Southern Ohio Prepping. I prepare for events that may or may not happen. It's not because I'm a fool. It's not because I'm overreacting to the situation. It's not because I'm off my rocker. It's because I want to make sure my son is safe. And in order for me to do that, I have to think outside the box about things that happen. I got to read that again. No, true. And I fear that my Walmart will probably be hit again before I get a chance to get up in there. And I have to take Charles with me tomorrow because he has no school. That will be our last trip out of this house this month. Um, there's one little kid he can play with because that kid goes nowhere. He's 3, 4, 4 now. He just turned 4. So that's Charles's little play buddy. Matter of fact, they're over there playing right now. I advised his mom, who is the pregnant lady, to not visit people, stay at home, take care of her and her son. If she needs anything, to let me know. She knows what I do. She's actually watched the channel a few times. So, We can only help people that want help. It's just like when you try preaching a good word to somebody. If their heart is open, they'll take the word you give them and it'll grow root, and the Holy Spirit can work with it. It's the same with prepping. If their heart is open, when you start telling them about being prepared, they will listen and take action. If they don't want to help themselves, nothing you can say or do will convince them otherwise. And that's the sad thing, because a lot of us want people to be able to take it. The more people we can help, the less people we've got to help in the future. If we tell them, hey, this is how you start preparing, go out and get a couple of them, even those 5-gallon carboys that you can get at Walmart. Buy one a month, stick it in your closet somewhere. Start stocking up on some water. Get him in the right mindset. That's one less person that's going to be going, can you help me? I ain't got no water or food. That's one less person we have to worry about trying to beat on our door or try to do more drastic things by taking our stuff. That's why a lot of us reach out to other people, at least people I know anyway. And I'm sure most of you feel the same way. Catch up on chat. Nothing new yet. Okay. So I probably won't do this one for too long tonight. Like I say, there's a couple other channels that are far bigger than me and far more important than I am, and a lot more interesting. So, but as far as we are concerned, we are under lockdown. And I would rather people realize this now. Okay, strange car, sorry. Squirrel. I would rather people realize now that this is far more serious than they've been told. Stop comparing this to the flu. And, I've tried to help put out information, and I know you guys appreciate the information. Otherwise, you wouldn't still be here. But hey, Pennsylvania. Well, I appreciate it, folks. I truly do. But if you know people that are sitting on the fence, that haven't teetered either way, have them look up some of the stuff we've talked about. Go check out Peak Prosperity. Chris does an excellent job of presenting this in a non-BS fashion. That's where I got the little paper I shared earlier. I mean, just him and Dr. John Campbell. Two good sites. They provide information that is proven, it's fact. Well, Gunslinger, I try to bring the truth. I mean, I could act like I'm going to go off on a rant here. So bear with me. Hold on. Oh, dear. Yes, the trucking thing. Yeah. If you're not on my Discord, I don't have a link to it right now, and I haven't showed anybody else how to do it, but I can go get a link if anybody would like to join that has not joined yet. But I post things on Discord far more regularly than anywhere else. That being said, I decided to look at a channel that I've come to semi-loathe because of the garbage they spew. And they made a comment, there's a silver lining in this. And I'm going, oh my God, are you serious? What in God's good name could you call a silver lining? Now, I figured he was going to go down a rabbit hole and say, I can finally get to use my preps. But he didn't. I'll give him credit. But he did start spewing a bunch of other stuff that are way off the mark. Hmm. 6 months? Wow, they're going back further than necessary. You only need to go back to the middle of January or beginning of December. Thank you, Tinker's wife. Thank you. And he went on for a 35-minute tirade about how things are really have a silver lining to it. There is no silver lining to an event that can cost people their lives. I don't care how you spin it. If one person dies, there's no silver lining. It's just the way I look at it. Yep, and I drove truck for 30 years, roughly, give or take a minute or three, or 20 or whatever. I held a CDL for 32 years, so we'll put it at that. And I've hauled everything from oxygen to dynamite to triples to doubles, tankers, flatbeds, reefers, box, everything, unfortunately. Peak Prosperity and Dr. John Campbell are the two main websites. Jay, it will be, because people who don't prep, it's just like the young lady down from a couple doors down from me that has the two kids, and her employer's saying they're about to shut down, which means she doesn't get a paycheck. The daycare shut down, which means she has nobody to watch the kids. She doesn't know what she's going to do, because guess what? Rent's still going to be due. How's she going to pay the rent? Don't pay the rent, how are you going to keep the lights on? And here, if you don't keep your lights on, it's a violation of the lease. They can throw you out on your nose. And it don't matter what time of year it is, they just do it. Yeah, Pennsylvania, I understand. Yeah, that's unfortunately. Peak, not Pete, peak. But that's okay, Kathy. We all make typos. And that's the thing, we've got to figure out a way to tell our friends and family that we love and care about that we're not insane like the Discovery Channel and History Channel have made us sound like we are. Just because we prepare doesn't mean we're looking for the end of the world to happen. We just want to make sure we survive in the event of an emergency. That's all most of us want to do, survive, so we can come out on the other side and be better off than we were when we started. That's all we do. I'm not sitting here with 200,000 rifles and 10 million rounds of ammunition, although that would be kind of cool. Oh, sorry. It would be nice to endure an event such as we're fixing to. I mean, there's no longer any doubt that this is going to happen. It's went, and here, let me pull that back up so I can reread it. Oops, lots of windows open here. Truth. It passes through 3 stages. First, it is ridiculed. We've already been through that stage. Everybody's laughed at us, told us we're nuts, we don't know what we're talking about. Second, it gets violently opposed. We've had people threaten us because we want to prepare. And third, it is finally being accepted as self-evident. Hence, schools are closing down. People are starting to realize, well, maybe they might know something after all. Good evening, Julie. Thank you for swinging in. Just leave the machete on the table when you get home. Please don't bring it with you. We all want to be safe. And I've been trying for the last couple of years to get the people I know to get on board with prepping. And I still see them post on Facebook, this is no bit worse than the flu, even as much as today, even after the CDC said the United States, or not the CD, excuse me, the WHO, and not the band, not your neighbor, the World Health Organization, stated that several countries have fallen short in their preparedness activities to prevent the spread of this virus. One of those countries is ours, the United States. Been saying that. I'm not the only one that's been saying it. Other people with far more brains and experience than I've got have been saying it. We've all been kind of mimicking each other. Not that we watch each other or anything, but we're in the 3rd stage of truth. It is now being recognized as self-evident. Mainstream media is realizing they have to backtrack everything they've been saying and start putting doctors on that are saying, yes, this is an issue. It is real. It's going to affect your life. So when they finally put on mainstream media a doctor that says 60% up to 60% of the world's population will experience some form or another of the red dragon in their life via the not just complications from the economy or other such. That's a big step on their part. They're finally admitting they made a mistake. They're finally admitting that it is self-evident. Just catching up on chat. Yes, Korea is trying to do a better job. But I've been trying to get my friends and family to prepare for a long time. And every time I bring it up, with the exception of one person, I will not mention their name, just in case they watch. I don't want them pointing at me and laughing. They made mention of it once, and I offered some items to them to help them out. Just stupid little items. I mean, nothing major, just a couple knives. And um, I've, tried to gently nudge them into being a more preparedness minded. I've sent them a few things, but up until now, and I don't know how they feel yet, because I'm done asking. It I can only do so much. I can dangle a horse or carrot in front of the horse and the mule, but it doesn't mean they're hungry enough to eat it. I can take them to the pond with clean, fresh water. I can't make them drink it. All I can do is provide the incentive and the information and hope they listen. And I don't think they really have. And that's discouraging to a point. What I want us to all understand, I'm sure many people have already got past it before me. I'm probably a little slow on the ball here. You can't let people's lack of understanding your methodology and your means to doing what you're doing, you can't let that discourage you. And I admit I've let it discourage me in the past. You know, it's like you bang your head multiple times trying to get them, look, please just buy a little extra of this and stock up on seeds because you can grow food, and get a couple extra of these and stock up on some ammunition. And they look at you like you're a complete, absolute, utter goofball. Well, come on. I know I look goofy, but gee, you don't have to make it sound so evident there, right? Yes. And for those, and I actually got into a conversation a couple days ago about that too. Sorry, didn't get much sleep last night. Um, yeah, people have been saying, "Oh, hey, soap doesn't do it." Soap actually breaks down the outer bonds of the dragon and various other dragon type entities, and allows the inside of it to wiggle its way out and die in the soap. So if you wash your hands properly and scrub them properly, it does kill it. Now, hand sanitizer, this funky little stuff right here, will do it too, but not as effectively. You have to use a whole bunch of this. I've had to refill this bottle 3 times in the last month. Okay, I use it very judiciously. And I know I just murdered that one. Hey, Heaven Bound, thank you for coming. And unfortunately, it's going to be far more than 2 to 3 weeks. Look at the country of origin. 3 months and it's still not undone yet. They're still under a lockdown. So we're looking bare minimum. And this is going by current timelines from various other places. We're looking at 3 months here once it officially goes full blown. And it's not even there yet. We're not even full blown yet. We still got another week before I think we're going to get there. Excuse me. And and I'm praying I'm wrong. I'm praying everybody else is wrong. I'm praying all these scientists and doctors that have way more brains than all of us put together. Well, maybe not all of us put together, but a few of us, because I got a few brain cells missing anymore. Um, I'm praying we're all wrong, that God will step in and miraculously stop this in its tracks, and nobody else is going to die from it. Nobody else is going to have long lasting health effects from it. It's just going to suddenly disappear. That's my prayer. Whether it happens or not, it's entirely in His hands, because He's got a plan. We just don't know what it is. But we have to trust in His plan. Well, unfortunately, that's not 100% accurate. I don't think yet, Wade. White family. The testing is showing that it does not thrive in heat, but it does survive, unlike the coal that thrives in cold. Yes, Kathy, the most important thing we can do is prayer. Okay, Pennsylvania Prepper, I'll let you ladies run with that one. I'll stay away from that one, guys. Just kind of ignore chat for 5 minutes while the ladies discuss that one. Because I'm not going to, no. I have no problem buying them if it's that time, but I'm not going to get into discussion of them. It's a darn right bloody mess. Yeah, did you see what I did there? Actually, I probably know more than I should need to, Pennsylvania Prepper. Yeah. Too many years. Way too many years. Anywho, I guess the gist of the whole thing, folks, is we all, and I know I've said it and I'll probably say it till I'm blue in the face, we all need to keep gently pushing our family and friends to try and see the light. But I'm about wore out, especially when I get hammered on all sides on Facebook. Not that that's the greatest end all be all thing, and I personally could care less about Facebook. But when I see the people I care about constantly coming back and basically they're not mocking me on purpose, but when I tell them you need to be concerned about this, a post or two later, they're posting stuff under that exactly is 180 degrees opposite of what I just told them. And in a sense, that is mocking somebody. Now, I don't care about being mocked. I don't care what other people think of me. It's just me, the way I am. But the way they do it, it's a deliberate slap in the face with saying, I don't believe what you're saying. This is what I want to believe. And when the facts tell otherwise, you get concerned for their health and their safety. No problem, Lori. It's okay. We missed you, but it's okay. And Jay, I've been hitting my head against the wall so long that I'm pretty sure I could turn my head into a wrecking ball right now and it wouldn't hurt. So old saying goes, I've been going so long or doing so much how'd that go? Been doing so much for so long with so little that I'm not qualified and capable of doing everything with nothing. Something like that. See, too much useless information clogged around up in here. I can't keep everything straight sometimes. But on a happy note, has anybody got anything cool they want to share? Yeah, I can't deal with the ostrich in the sand syndrome. I can't deal with it because, and I'll say it again, I have a problem with stupid. Now there's a difference between ignorance. Ignorance is just the lack of information. Ignorance is one thing. I can deal with ignorance because that means they don't have information. They may be teachable. Stupid won't learn. You cannot teach stupid. T-Bar, was it you and your truck that wiped out my Walmart's TP aisle? Because my Walmart's out. Yeah, I live near that Pennsylvania proper. I have those. Oh, now I'm hungry for ice cream. I can't go get it. It's raining outside. Even though the kid's away, I can go play. It's raining. And it's wet. Raining. It's chilly. I don't want to walk to Walmart and come back going, "Achoo," every 5 seconds. Oh, what gets me is people I live near whine and complain that they can't make food last. No, actually, I have plenty of TP, but I was going to buy extra just in case. It doesn't hurt to have a little extra. I can't carry 20 pounds of it down my back, but I could have carried one package. That's all I wanted was one more package. That would give me a couple extra. No, I don't have milk. Don't have a machine to churn it either. My problem with milk in the house is I'll buy a gallon. We'll use about half that gallon, then the rest of it will go sour because we won't use it. But if I only buy half a gallon, we wind up needing more, which doesn't make sense. It's all on how we eat foods. I wish I could go to a dang steakhouse. That would be awesome. Anywho, they can't make their food last for 30 days because they get their food in the middle of the month and they're out by the first. I don't know how that happens. Well, I do, but I'm not going to get into it. But yet, they have more fancy furnishings in their house than anybody I've ever met. I know people who bust their rear ends day in, day out, 7 days a week to put food on their table, to keep cat, to keep their cars running, their house clean, insured, and all that stuff. And they have, like me, hand-me-down stuff. This person has really nice leather couch, tri-sectional U-shaped leather couch, and they got fancy schmancy pictures on the wall, and they got huge 70-inch TV, and it's like, how do you get all this stuff? Oh, my friend bought it for me. Oh, what are you doing to have your friend buy it for you? Yeah, I offered, and they looked at me like I was on some kind of drugs, like I didn't know what I was talking about. If I had what they had coming in, ooh, doggy, I would be eating steak every night. I'd have a case of Pepsi every week. Just in time prepping. Good evening. How you feeling there, Mr. Will? You feeling any better, buddy? Oh, they got pretty clothes too. They got what I call hoochie shorts, if you get my drift. And I can't stand them personally. I don't. And this may offend some of you ladies. I apologize in advance if I do. Please take this as just a personal opinion. But women should dress modestly. There should, not to be sound carnal, but there should always be something left to the imagination for one thing. Women don't need to have their hanging 3/4 of the way out trying to flaunt it. That's a personal opinion. I'm a little bit old school on that stuff. It's also a little bit biblical. Women are not supposed to lead men into thoughts of stupid things, which guys are prone to do because that's what guys do. I fight with it occasionally. I'm not happy about it. I'm embarrassed by it. But every man deals with lust once in a while of some shape, form, or another. When women dress modestly, there's less temptation or thought process to go there. I can't stand people like Jay-Z and the Kardashians who walk around in near nakedness. It makes me sick to my stomach. Yeah, I agree, Tinker's wife, but they don't need to wear that crap. Oh my Kiki. Titan does not feel like visiting. Sorry. Exactly, Pennsylvania. And unfortunately, that's the way some of these around here act. Somebody looks at me, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. You know, they flip out. It's like, if you'd quit wearing that nasty rag you're wearing and you call clothing, those guys down at the other end wouldn't be looking at you that way. Well, they just need not to look. Then quit wearing what you're wearing. I mean, uh-oh. Cops out in front of Tinker's house. I am currently officer free at the moment. Thank God. Did Will ever respond to the question? I didn't see it. I missed it. I was probably ranting. So let me go look. I appreciate it, Will. I appreciate you stopping by. You get better, old guy. People out here miss you. I don't know why, though. You're a crotchety old fart just like me. Don't laugh too hard. We don't need you getting sick. And then, you know, it's something I tend not to want to bring up is the feminine persuasion during an SHTF event, because I haven't had any females that would like to get up here and discuss it on panel. And because it does make some of them very uncomfortable, and I can understand that. Because it is a very personal thing, and you're trying to describe it and put it out to others. There's a mouse. Good evening, Miss Mouse. Thank you for stopping by. Hey, folks, there's a mouse in the house. And she's got a mean cannon jar collection, and it's all full. Food? Yeah, it's food too. But let me give you all a hint. I've never told you this, but if you have a mason jar, do not misuse it. That is a holy vessel, and Miss Mouse will hunt you down. Just saying. Well, Tinker's wife, hey, prepping to endure. Just make sure your doors are locked. Be safe. That's all we can do. Mouse, I know you have no problem talking about it. And that is women and their appearance and other things during an SHTF event. Because you've talked about it before. I've watched you and a few other ladies talk about it, but they don't talk to me no more, so I can't get them up here. So maybe sometime, if you're up for it, Mouse, we can get you up here and discuss said subject. But I'm gonna give y'all a fair warning. Mouse is no holds. She tells it like it is, kind of like I do. She just uses a little bit more stronger words than I do. So I'll get with Mouse and we'll set up a date where she's available to come up on the panel. Nah, you're not a thug, Mouse. You're just honest. Blunt, but honest. And I like that. Well, that's all that. If she wants to come up here, or if any ladies want to come up here, we can talk about it. I have no issues with it. There is a link to the StreamYard sharing service. Have headphones and a microphone. Uh-oh. Hang on, folks. We have a surprise guest. He's back.
Hey, get that right earbud here in. I'm back. Get back from the city council meeting.
Well, I don't know if you want to come back up here now because it may get awful crowded up here. Because we're fixing to have a very talented young lady come up here. At least that's what she says. She has to go visit the Lily Goyle's room and wash her panties.
All right, get comment chat up here. All right, yeah. Yeah, very nice city council meeting I was at.
Anything resolved?
No, but it so several things have. Jay, first of all, no, I didn't overthrow city council at the last meeting last month. The one member said he wasn't, after we talked for about half an hour after the meeting, he said he's not planning on running again next year. And he goes, I'll support you if you want it. So yeah, they basically they're they're open to be joining the city council, but there's this couple there raises quarter horses, and they're downsizing. They're going to be empty nesters next year, and they're looking at a piece of property that's 2 acres at the south end of the city here, which is only a quarter mile square. And they're only allowed to have 2 large animals, a horse and or 2 horses, 1 horse cow, 2 cows, 2. But they per acre. So I'd give them only 4, but they want to get a variance to be able to have 7. And they showed pictures of their current facility and stuff. Oh, it is a nice facility. And that's the exact same types of facility they want to build there. I was so tempted to tell them, I got 5 acres over here. Oh, and they just got done remodeling the 4,000 square foot house. I said, I was tempted to say, I got 5 acres over here with water rights. You want to trade? Because they just got done in remodel. They redid all the wiring, which is what I'm working on doing here.
All right, Jay. Allison, while I used to watch Canadian Prepper a lot back when he first started, he has gone corporate and sold out, and a lot of his stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. He is a very intelligent gentleman, and I respect a lot of his views, even when I disagree with what he's saying. But as of late, his banter went from proactive to reactive in his comments and the way he's been discussing things. I no longer subscribe to Canadian Prepper. That being said, like I said, he is a very smart gentleman. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Miss Mouse Toes.
Hey.
I had been on a panel with SOP in 250 years. This is a real treat.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, and very nice to meet you, Gail. Nice to see you.
Yeah.
What most people are most surprised at is that I'm old. I say in videos I'm 100 years old. I'm 63, but I'm still a thug. Okay, I still don't take no crap. I still don't play with the idiots, and I'm allergic to stupid people. I mean, that is just what it is.
Yeah, I have a nasty reaction to dumb as well.
You get old and you're just like, get the hell out of my lawn, right? So, but it's very nice to see you, SOP, but I'd like to see you a little perkier, because all you can do is plant the seed, right? I said that in the side chat. If people don't want to take it, they don't. And I made a video, and I wasn't kidding, when I got somewhere between 50 and 60 text messages, voicemails. I made a video, and I wasn't kidding, when I got somewhere between.
You're going to have to mute something there.
Messages, voicemails.
You got an extra line on. You got to mute the actual YouTube channel. You need to make sure your YouTube channel is muted. Then you can unmute the yard stream.
Yeah. So you have your YouTube open, mute it, and then unmute this one that you just muted.
I muted it so she can figure it out.
Oh, okay.
It's easier that way. That way she's not trying to scramble.
So, like I said in that video, I've gotten so many messages, and my answer was literally in a text message. It's too late, right?
Mhm.
You cannot go store 18 months food, get yourself a buttload of cough syrup, Flonase, the kind of things you need. You're screwed. So you go be a sheep and run out there and get the toilet paper like an idiot, you know? So all you can do is plant the seed, but don't let it get to you, because when you get burnt out emotionally and feel beat up, and there are people who bait us to make fun of us, all you do is lower your own attitude and your own immune system. Tell them to pick a finger, and I'm talking about this one, okay? You ain't got to play with them, right?
Yeah.
But they also got to know you're going to pop a cap in their ass if they try to kick your door in and come get your Patriot Supply.
Yeah.
So plant the seed, let them whine, keep it moving, right?
Don't worry about Cecilia. It's okay. It's sometimes a little daunting to try and come up on a live stream like this. It's a little bit
The
different
first
from
time.
Discord.
Yeah. When people start giving me a bad time, I go, I'm a Boy Scout. Read between the lines.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a little too reserved, I guess. Now, mind you, I never used to be. 25 years ago, I would have been cussing with the best of them and telling people where the bear pooped in the woods and the whole 9 yards. But I've tried to mellow out my life, tried to be doing better, try to follow the good book a whole lot better than I used to.
Yep.
And
But the
some people
Bible
just make it
says
very
that
difficult.
people have to prepare, right? So you plan it, they can get ugly with you. Just ignore it, because I can tell you're psyched out, and you're usually a perky, grumpy old man.
I try to be.
Yes.
I'm just,
So you need
it,
to
it,
snap
it
out.
really hit today really bad
Yeah.
because I posted facts on a Facebook of a person that I respect.
Mhm.
And within an hour, they were posting everything 180 degrees opposite of what, and it's just like being slapped in the face. Like, I don't care what you say. I know you, I whatever, but I don't care what you say. And these are people that I pray about every single day. My son prays for them every single day.
Right.
And it's daunting because now I have to include in my prayer, please wake them up.
Well, and Charles and you definitely keep praying for them. But remember, people have to push you down to lift themselves up, right? And that's
Well,
what they have to do. Well, but you cannot let it get your goat. You just cannot.
Yeah.
You're raising a
wish I had
great
a
kid.
goat.
Yeah,
milk
you're
it.
working a YouTube channel. You know, you're as prepared as you can be, and you're trying to share that information. That's all you can do. But you do not let their crappy attitude affect your good.
Oh, I try to stay somewhat positive. I always try to be the comic relief on everybody else's channel. Because sometimes the only way to deal with stupid is just laugh at it.
Mhm.
And that's what I try to do most of the time.
You've
Sometimes
heard the,
successful.
you know, the Bible says, take your peace with you, right? I don't know if I've told this on the Honey Badgers or not, but I go to a Kingdom Hall of Jehovah's Witnesses, right? And they knock on doors. And you will go to a door and a lady curse you out, tell you to sub Jesus up your big fat butt. And you're standing there with a 12-year-old, right? Well, when you leave, you kind of erase that, right? And you move on to the next one. It's no different than handing out pamphlets to join us at the Baptist Church cake sale or whatever. Oh, screw Jesus. So 2 days later, the lady who this happened to was working in gift wrap at like a Belk's. That woman came in and was in the line, and my witness friend saw her, and her heart was pounding. Well, the lady gets up there, she wraps everything perfect for her. Her boss comes down an hour later and says, so and so, who you wrapped 11 gifts for, called and said what a wonderful person you are. She has never had such a great time. That is what take your peace with you is. The person who tries to blast you a new butt, right? When they're done tongue lashing you, and I can do it, I'll make you hemorrhage, okay? But it's not fun. All it does is hurt me because I can't erase it because I'm ashamed I did it. My first thought is bad, But like a Southerner, I'll go, well, bless your pointed head. I'm so sorry that upset you, you know? So just
The Bible
like you,
also, go ahead.
yeah, so just like you put it on a Facebook page, they disrespect you and they do it on purpose. Keep your ass moving. You just move on, right?
Yep.
And you know that you've got you and your kid provided for and you're doing. So you keep praying for them, you know, but don't let their post get to you. I get the nastiest messages. All my videos now, comments are set for approval. And if you want to talk about a big pain in the big old lady patookus, okay, is going to set every video you have manually to do that. I've been accused of violating eggplant for crying out loud. I'm a cooking and canning channel. Okay. I've been called a racist because
Mhm.
I have the hillbilly accent. People, I ain't from the hills. I'm from Louisiana. It's flatter than a pancake. At least get your insults right. I'm a freaking redneck, okay, and proud of it. So, okay, so SOP, you feeling any better? Or you still grumpy, or do you keep kicking your ass?
I'm still grumpy, but I'm always good.
Okay,
It just takes a minute for me to get over the stuff that's dark and disgusting to get to the
yeah.
funnier things.
But do you read? See, when I start reading something and it's rank, I don't read the rest of the paragraph.
I actually have taken a step away from Facebook. I posted today that my house is on lockdown. My son and I are quarantining ourselves, and I'm stepping away from Facebook. I told him, I said, I hope y'all got your food and water stored. May God bless you all. Goodbye.
Perfect. Okay, you're rocking it, bro. That's the way to do it.
I'm not gonna not I'm concerned with them, but I'm not gonna concern myself enough with Facebook to see if they've listened.
Mhm.
That's all I can do. It's just like,
You know,
the Bible tells us that if you go to a person's house and they receive you with open arms, you go in and have dinner with them. But
mhm.
if they do not receive you in the word of God, that you are to knock the dust off your feet at the doorway and never darken it again.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Cecilia is ready to try it again. Let's see how we
Mhm.
do.
It's
Well,
like I hung up my low mouse toes plaque, right? The thing I
Mhm.
got from you is so awesome. I think of it for the wall. And please know that I'm not trying to interrupt anybody. I'm on DSL, which means I have the slower connection. I used to have
Right,
this
she's about
issue
5
when
to
my
7
husband,
seconds behind us.
yeah, when my husband worked in Baghdad, he was a contractor, not in the military. And it would sound like we're talking over each other. So please don't anybody think I'm talking over SOP because I'm mean, but I'm not poorly mannered.
hi guys.
Hey,
Hey, Cecilia, you did
hey,
it.
Cecilia.
Now, would you two ladies like to discuss femininity in an SHTF event?
Well, I don't even know what the hell we're talking about, but I thought I'm a chick. I got the right plumbing. And so what's the subject?
Women in SHTF event.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You and the Honey Badgers discussed this once over Prepper X after we
Ah,
moved to Discord. So it's a valid question that does bear bringing up from time to time because not everybody is aware of certain aspects of it.
yeah. Don't try to be a sexy, flirty hoe. How about you sort it?
Actually, if you're prepping, the worst thing for you to be is to show that you're a woman. It would be best to camouflage yourself to look like a man. Being a woman, you're an easy target.
I can't make my voice deep enough, and I refuse to grab my crotch and fart in front of people. And that's the only way anybody believe I was a man.
Trust me, if anybody walked up on Mouse with bad intentions, they'd be
Yeah.
looking down a nice, shiny, silver, round object with a very flat, hollow end at the other end of it.
I'll bob it in 2 seconds, right? I'm a lean. I'll go all bob it on you. Hmm.
It's like smile, wait for the flash.
It is something to think about. Like someone my age with gray hair, they look at
I'll be
as a
right back.
weenie, right? And I have a husband who's also a thug. What happened, Gil?
He, yeah, he stepped out for a second.
Okay. Yeah, so they could look at us as weak, but it's how you carry yourself. Just like nobody's going to make it up halfway up my driveway to have a conversation with me, right? They're going to stop. Also, as a female, you have to carry yourself in such a way that you're not flirting, right? You're not doing any of those things, and that they know you're very capable. But you can't let people get too close to you. I'm famous for shoving my hand with no embarrassment on a man's chest. Back up. My husband has been there when I've done it. I have yet to have but 2 men get angry when my husband wasn't there. Hey, chill out, sister. I wouldn't do anything. You're too close, bro. Back up.
Yeah.
And that's what, if it hurts your little feeling, most men would not be offended. Sorry, Kim.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. And a real man would apologize for getting too close as he stepped back.
Yes.
I was very lucky. I found what I consider to be the perfect woman.
Oh,
When I met her, she was a staff sergeant in a unit of drill sergeants.
wow.
And she was raised on a small apricot orchard. Excuse me.
That is nice. You did score.
Yeah, and yeah, she likes guns and stuff, but she's not overly into it.
Mhm.
She's qualified as an expert marksman in the military. She likes to go hiking. She was a scout, an assistant scoutmaster before I was, and she's right now she's an accountant for a property management company, but you know, she's no nonsense, into canning, into the garden. I mean, she took over our front yard and turned it from a lawn into a garden with all sorts of plants in the front yard and raised planter beds, and the same thing in the backyard. So yeah, I scored on that one. And
Yes, you did.
and then my daughter was captain of her fencing team at the university.
Oh,
So yeah, sometimes she was about 13. She loved anything sharp. She'd
man.
steal my catalog, my knife catalogs and stuff, and be looking through them. I want this one. That one's cool. I want that one. But yeah,
See, and
Very
that's
good.
another thing all women can do. Sometimes police advertise it, community college, self defense for women, and it's all ages show up 20 to 70 years old. You need to have some basic maneuvers, right? Like I have a brown belt in karate, but I am 63 years old. So
I'm
while I know,
62 and a half.
see, well, listen here, you whippersnapper. Okay. So, so women, you know, 4 ways to get out of a full Nelson, but that's because the man's size is going to be different and that sort of thing. Take some basic self-defense, because what generally happens before a woman is raped is they ring your bell. They slap you, you see stars. A large percentage of women wake up and they're already being penetrated. Fight back. They're not looking for you to fight them. They want an easy mark. So if you can stomp an instep, do an elbow, and let me tell you, I elbowed a guy in my 50s who was trying to grab my bag outside a mall. I had to go to the doctor and get the hematoma drained. Okay, it hurt like a mofo, but he ran, right? But at least I knew something to do. Now I always have a knife on my belt. I'm always packing in a bra holster if I'm in a store, but you still have to learn self defense and also a barrier of not let that man get close to you. And anybody who buys into the thing of men and women are equal, a man my exact same height is stronger than I am, bigger lungs, thicker bones, narrower hips, denser muscles. The biological difference cannot be disputed. So if my husband slapped me in the face, I'd probably pass out. If I slap him in the face, he's just going to get mad. So gross physical strength is a fact. So as chicks, we have to keep them away from us. If they get close, know some basic maneuvers. Do
And
not allow yourself to be a victim. Go ahead, Sophie.
when it comes to defense, ladies, there's no such thing as fair fight. You don't fight fair. You fight to live.
Yeah.
I don't care if that means taking your knee and putting it where the sun don't shine on a man,
Mhm.
stomping your high heel spike through his foot, whatever
Mhm.
it takes. Take that shoe off and put it upside his gourd.
Mhm.
Whatever it takes for you to survive. There is no fair fights. Mouse, Tinker's wife would like to know if you have any advice for disabled women.
Depends. If you're on crutches, that crutch is a weapon. If you're on a cane, that is a weapon. If you're in a wheelchair, you can whoop some man ass in that thing.
It all takes training, learning to know what your limitations are, what your non-limitations are, and using them and fighting what's called dirty. It's like my everyday carry is a utility knife. I call this death by 1,000 paper cuts in 60 seconds.
Mhm. And another thing is if you're a woman and you have wasp spray or bear spray on your end table, get it the hell back into your garage where it belongs, because you will be as damaged by that if you hit the guy. It is a nerve agent, and you can both go blind. And let me tell you, I'm willing to fight, but I have to see you. And another thing, don't count on going for a man's groin. These low slung pants, you can't get to that crotch. You're not going to reach those nuts and the testicles and the penis, because their pants are this far down below where those are.
Yeah.
And you're too close. If you're having to do that, you can gouge his eyes, you can poke at his eyes, you can drop down low. You just have to have the guts to do it. And if you're a person who freezes as a woman when something happens, have your husband start scaring you at home. Pop out of a closet so that you can get rid of that. And when it happens, you go right into two fists up. You know what your weaknesses are. But if you are in a wheelchair, you can absolutely kick some butt, and you can do it with a knife on your belt. It is very hard to get you out of a wheelchair, and it is very hard to tip a wheelchair over. And if you're on crutches or a cane and they get you down, that cane is your weapon.
Mm-hmm. Now, Warrior Poet Society, his wife is not some like Mouse. I wouldn't want to mess with his wife. She's extremely well trained. He actually has a couple different videos on there where they discuss training for females.
Excellent.
So if you get a chance, folks, go check out Warrior Poet Society. That's John Lovell. He's knowledgeable himself. He provides great training. Speaking of belt knives, he actually recently, him and another gentleman developed a new knife. And I was thought about trying to make a copy myself because, well, I just didn't want to go buy it. I may just buy it because it's only about that big. And it's a reverse knife. The blade is, find one of my everyday.
I like Kathy's remark there. Pull those pants down further so they can't run.
Right.
Hey,
So you know how
listen.
a knife is like this, and the belt knife sits like this. Only it's only about that big, but instead of the blade being down here, I'm not touching it because it's super stupid sharp. It's
Mhm.
actually pure. So as you pull it out of the sheath, you can pull
Yes.
it up, and it cuts them immediately. You don't have to try and flip the knife over to get a cutting edge up. As you pull it out, it goes up, and that's one of his
Right.
more recent videos.
I like it.
It's a belt
And
knife.
Yeah.
here's the other thing women need to realize. Once you get him down, if you can get the man on the ground, you want to run. We're not cops. We're not flipping them over and getting handcuffs on them. You get him down, you immediately run. You don't stay there and continue the fight, because now he's pissed. Okay. And he is stronger than you. And if you deny that a man is biologically stronger, well, you're just fixing to get an ass whooping, right? Get them down, run. Know where you're running. Are you running back to the store? Or you running to your car? Keep your wits about you. Don't be an idiot, right? Don't stay there and duke it out because you're not going to win that one if you're not
Uh,
highly trained.
And the same
But the
goes
only
for an
thing is,
SHT event. In an SHT event, Tetawiki, whatever way you want to describe it, it's an event that changes your life in a very drastic manner that is not the norm. And that can happen. Look at Katrina. The folks down at
Mhm.
Katrina, they had a major SHTF event. Now, those of us here in the north, we lived life normal. Down there, they didn't. They had to deal with people and gangs rummaging through the streets, trying to take stuff that didn't belong to them, attacking people.
Mhm.
There's a lot of women that were attacked down there.
Mhm.
So just because we didn't have it, they did.
Yeah.
It's a
Sure.
prime example for learning from.
Mhm.
So don't take the good times as a time to relax.
Mm-mm.
Now's the time to think. The best way to start preparing your body for an activity is mental exercises. Run that exercise through your head so often that it actually makes you sleepy because your body will then start to react normally to that situation. Start anticipating fear and making fear your friend, not your enemy. Because if fear is your enemy, you will freeze like a deer in headlights. When
Yeah.
you've made fear your friend, your body will react in an appropriate manner as it is trained.
Mhm.
My wife said that her first target is going to be a feint towards the face, and then her foot goes to the knee. You
Mhm.
pop that knee sideways, they ain't chasing you.
Mm-mm.
The knee is not going to take you. Hit it sideways and dislocate it. The fight's over.
Mhm. And he's down, and what should she do? She should run. Remember learning to box and you keep one hand moving, right? Okay, and then the other one's what you bang them with, right? So,
Yeah.
so you listen, float like a butterfly, right? Because we're girls, flick around, yes, and then run like a chicken.
Yeah.
But you have to, as women, be willing to hurt someone's feelings. And like Gil said, if a woman put his hand on her chest like Becca, he would apologize. No one needs to get in your zone. And I grew up in New Orleans, Louisiana, is where that Katrina garbage happened. And God help you if you had to leave your home because of the flood water. But if you don't, how many chicks here, whether they're married with kids or single, have a home invasion plan? Right?
Night Springfield.
Is we have one, my husband and I. He rushes through that front door, and I have to take my position in the bedroom. Now, I know he's going to do it that day because we unload our wheelie gun. Okay, but I could be in the living room, I could be in the bedroom. And by the time he's at that door, I already have my glasses on as though I were asleep and just woke up, and I've got a bead on my bedroom door. I'm not doing anything if the booger man is rummaging through my house. Now I might lose it, but I would still stay back there if I heard him rattling my canning jars. Okay, that might I'd have to pray that I stay back there because that's my jams, my food. And I'm not going to fire until they come through that bedroom door. It's why we have insurance. If I'm in my living room, I know right where to get a gun. I can reach one in my foyer, but you have to practice it. Your husband could wake you up from a dead sleep, having already unloaded your gun, say somebody's here. You have to practice it. And if you're a woman living alone, living alone, you really need to practice that. When a guy comes into your house to rape you, it is when you're dead asleep. He'll wait an hour after you've turned out all those lights to know that you're deep in REM sleep.
Almost everybody has a weapon in their house they don't even think of.
Mm-hmm.
Take an old magazine, your Better Homes and Gardens magazine, take and roll that up as tight as you can get and wrap a rubber band around it and leave it sitting next to your end table.
Yes.
You now have created a very deadly weapon. It's actually stronger in many ways than a piece of wood.
Mm-hmm.
So if you turn it just the right way, you now have paper cuts.
Mm-hmm.
You swing it and you go across their face and you go to rake their eyes with that piece of paper, that rolled up magazine. Those papers are going to slice across their face.
Yes.
You've paper cut yourself. You know how crappy and painful that is?
Oh,
Imagine
yeah.
getting 16 or 20 of those across your face, or maybe
It's
across the eyeball.
like Gil said, or look, die from 1,000 paper cuts.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Then you take that very same baton that you've made and you go right up underneath the chin.
Hmm. Oh, yeah. Oh,
It'll
yeah.
snap their head back. It will cause them to lose consciousness momentarily. That gives you
Mhm.
the upper hand to run. Don't sit there and try and finish the fight. Run. Doesn't
Yep.
matter if you're buck naked or not. Run.
Mhm. Now, here's something else for chicks to think on because a lot of my friends have said this. Oh, I just don't know if I could hurt somebody. If that is your attitude,
You're
leave your
already
doors unlocked, leave your car unlocked, leave your purse on your front seat because your moment's coming. You will find out real quick if you either want to live or don't. But when some man's slapping you in the face, grabbing your purse, shoving your kid down, you don't want to hurt somebody or you're going to be dead. And he wins, right? The more people who will fight back, the fewer times they'll do it. They won't go for, if they go for this Gray Panther, it's on. He might whoop my ass. He might steal my purse, right? But my money's not in my purse. And my gun is not in my purse. So he didn't get nothing but a driver's license, a pack of Kleenex, and Purell, those kind of things. Other than that, you have to be willing. But if your attitude is, I don't think I could hurt somebody, you're a weenie. And even the Bible says you have a right to defend yourself. You have a right to defend your family. Don't be a pussy. Just don't be a weenie.
Yeah, T-Bar. Yeah, blocking is better than punching sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Something else I just remember what my wife said. Someone grabs hold her both hands like that. She says, sneeze in his face, a nice juicy sneeze.
Ew.
There's not a guy that's not gonna let go. What the? Yeah, yeah. And in that moment, you kick his knee and run.
Yep. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. And the weakest point
Yep.
on most tall people, and I know
Mhm.
this because I've got bad knee, is their kneecaps. You take out
Yes.
a person's knee, they ain't moving.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And you don't go face on. You take the knee from the side. It's the weakest way.
Mhm.
You're if you go try kicking straight at the knee, you're actually pushing against muscle. If you go
Yes.
sideways, all you're pushing against is cartilage. Cartilage
Mhm.
is far weaker than muscle. Cartilage
Mhm.
will give far faster than muscle. And if you're fighting somebody that's extremely strong and well built, trying to
Mhm.
kick the front of their knee backwards, you're not going to do anything other than hurt yourself and
Mm-mm.
take them off.
Also, be a smack talking chick. If you're walking down a road, say at Walmart, and you've got to cut over a lane to find your car, and a guy you think he's not really following you, he might be, turn around and say, "Excuse me, dude, are you following me?" You'd be, "Oh, no, man." Now you've gotten a good look at his face. He's done with you. He's going to go find somebody else. Don't be afraid to ask. And if you have to get a child into a baby seat, put your child in the back in the baby seat. I'm not talking an infant, right, who could fall out. A toddler. Close the door, get in your driver's seat, lock it, and get in the car, sneak between those front seats and hook them up. Because the way he gets you is think about it. You've got your purse on the floor, your toddler, and you're leaning over. How easy it is for a man to grab you by the hair or shove you in the van, get in the driver's seat, you give him the keys, and he's taken off with both of you. You have to be smarter. If you're loading groceries into your trunk, be looking around. If the booger man's there, he sees you looking. Give a little neck roll, right? I mean, do a little sass. Like if they're walking too close to you, watch them the whole time. Freeze what you're doing. You got a cantaloupe, you can be ready to hit him in the head with it. Y'all both have talked about it a million times. Be situationally aware.
And another thing, ladies, that one of the easiest martial arts to learn is judo. The judo is
Mm-hmm.
the art of using your opponent's strength against them.
Mm-hmm.
It's the easiest martial art to learn because you literally can be a 92-pound weakling and overpower a 300-pound man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's very easy. Judo was one of the first things I learned as a snot-nosed wet little kid because I was smaller than everybody. So I had to
Yes.
learn some way to defend myself. Now being 6'6", 260 pounds, I'll look down at 90% of people and they go, oh, we're sorry. And they walk backwards because I carry an attitude when I need it.
Tibor just nailed it and said, learn to step sideways outside of your opponent. And that is exactly what judo teaches you. You can be a 5'2" chick. I'm 5'7". My brother was 6'5". My father taught me those moves before I ever took karate. That's exactly what it teaches you. He swings, you dodge, and exactly how to grab him. Use his momentum to knock him down. And what do you do when you get him on the ground? You run like a mofo. That's what you do. But you have to be willing to train and practice. If you have a husband, my husband let me hit him hard, right? Because first it hurts your hand. When you hit somebody in the mouth, it hurts your hand, right? So he lets me practice. My brother let me practice, but my brother would also pop me around so I could take a hit too. But it
That's where
certainly
karate
wasn't.
comes in.
Mm-hmm.
Karate teaches you how to take a hit.
Mm-hmm.
That was the second martial art I learned. My sensei.
Yep.
I'll never forget it to the day I die. First day in class. He
Mm-hmm.
said, bow. So I bowed. I took my eyes off of him. I picked my
Oh,
scrawny little butt up off the ground because he smacked me hard enough in the back of the head. It planted me face first.
yeah.
He said,
Yeah.
rule number 1, never, ever take your eyes off your opponent. Ever. Because the
Yeah.
minute you do, you're done. I'll
Yeah.
never forget that to the day I die.
We
You're
did that.
talking about judo there. I'm not sure how many people, there's someone in the movies that is really cool, in my opinion. She was in 2007, she won silver for judo in the Olympics. Then she moved on to the World Wrestling Federation, the Bantam stuff, UFC champion, and a bunch of other fun stuff. But she started out with judo, and that is Ronda Rousey.
Rousey. Ronda Rousey.
Rousey, yeah.
Mhm.
And if you don't know who she is, just a second here to get this back. And
That's not acceptable due to a very serious legal issue. That would be like me teaching you how to fire a pistol. If something were to happen and you fired it and you go to court and say, well, he taught me how to do it, I am suddenly liable for anything that happens to you or another person because of what I showed. That's
Yeah.
why I don't do educational videos on defense or anything like that.
yeah. So actually, let me do it. Yeah. So that from the Expendables 3, there she is right there. She was all those moves she did in the movie. She didn't have a stunt person. She was the stunt person. She trained in judo, and she is a butt kicking hottie. Yeah. And she's for real because she started out in the Olympics. So,
But
anyways,
it boils down to many factors. One, first of all, get yourself in the proper mindset to
Yes.
train. Get a speed bag. Speed bags are cheaper than crap on Amazon. Get a speed bag and don't expect to sit there and punch it like use it like you see people in movies. It takes hours upon hours upon hours of practice to learn to use a speed bag.
Mhm.
I am over 50 years old and I'm still not that good at it. Okay. I'm pretty good, but not that good.
Yep.
Learn to start at home practicing. Learn to get your muscles built up. Then find a qualified instructor.
Mhm.
Keyword qualified.
Mhm.
Somebody who's going to look at you and say, you know what? I see potential in you, but you got to bring it out.
Mhm.
Not somebody who tries filling you full of fluff and make you feel like you're a unicorn in the midst of a herd of elephants.
Mhm.
That's not going to do you a bit of good either.
Yeah.
They got to be honest with you. Second and third, I should say, is you have to be willing to endure pain because it's going to be painful.
Oh yeah.
Training of any kind is going to hurt. No pain, no gain.
Mhm.
And fourth, find somebody with whom you trust that is willing to train with you, because that will give you the motivation to continue to train. If you go, it's just like people every year in January, I'm going to go hit the gym and I'm going to build myself up and I'm going to be a better person come February. It's like, You know what? I really don't feel like going to the gym today. And by next January, I'm going to the gym again. And you pay that $300-$400, and then by February, you're not doing it again. Find somebody to go with you. Keep each other motivated and accountable for what you're doing. So if you don't, you're going to fail. You fail to plan, you plan to fail.
Hmm. I'd like to live to be around for my husband, right? We retired here to the beach at 55. I don't want to get taken out by a punk. I still got a few more years of kayaking in me and crabbing, and I just don't want to go down like a weenie, you know? And at least try to cop an attitude. If you don't want to go train and you have a husband, let him push you around a little bit, okay? Let it get you over the fear of, I'm going to be afraid. My husband has trouble, right, doing the things with me because he doesn't want to hurt me, but I don't cry either. But it's very frightening if you're just standing in your living room and your husband pushes you on the sofa. You have to get used to that. You boys may know this. I don't know if that's adrenaline or what, but most women cry after it happens when they get jolted, right? Most women, if you see trip in a parking lot, they start crying. So you can practice small things with the husband that you trust to help you get used to that feeling. Because you know how it is when you almost hit a car, you lock your brakes down, those ABS are pushing, and you're, you know, that adrenaline rush you feel, and you actually get a little nauseous after it, a little rubber knee. You want to practice things with someone bigger than you so that when it happens to you in a parking lot or waiting for that thing of cheese, right? Whatever, is that you're used to that feeling.
Speaking of fima
I'll
cheese,
be
we
back
may
in a
all be
second.
waiting for that.
I'll be back in a second.
Okay, Gil.
Yeah, we may all be waiting in line for FEMA cheese here before too long, provided FEMA has found some money to actually go buy some.
Remember,
We
we
don't have any money.
talked about the FEMA lines. We want to sneak out to that truck, right? Just so we can see what's happening, how many of our neighbors are out there, and we're going to look as gray man as possible, you know. But if we don't show up for the cheese or whatever they're giving, our neighbors are going to think, oh, they got lots of stuff in their house, you know.
Yep. It's one way to gain situational awareness of what's going on around you without actually having to look like you're doing
Yes,
it. It's
exactly.
covert surveillance.
And Lori Jean, FEMA cheese is back in the day when you were on welfare. A truck would come by and give you cheese. And I swear to God, I think it was Velveeta. And
It
you
was.
know SOP, I freaking hate Velveeta. It's artificial food. It's like mac and cheese. Don't get me talking about that Kraft
Hey,
shit.
you notice I've never brought it up yet.
Okay.
Never brought it up.
But so they used to give out, you'd get cheese, Lori Jean, sometimes a rotten cabbage, some little box milks, but it was generally a huge bar of cheese, which I believe was Velveeta, which is not food. Okay, but I'm done on Velveeta, but that's what it was. Lori
But it
Jean.
makes great mac and cheese.
Oh, SOP.
You know I had to do that. I had to do that.
All
You
right.
know that.
You're cruel,
Hey,
man.
guys,
Thank you,
all right,
Dave.
guys, I got something to show you here. I got this for my youngest son, and he practiced on it quite a bit. And then last year he had me bring it up here for the grandkids. Let me show you.
Oh, God. Do I need a helmet?
Nope.
Two things.
Bag.
And I stand like this, and he'd kick at it. I'd do the blocks, and then to get him tough, I'd flip him. I just put that bottom, catch them, and my son said that was probably the best move I did on him because it got him thinking to look for other things.
Awesome.
Yeah, and so I mean, he spent I don't know a couple of years working out on this with me, and now my youngest grandson, my middle grandson, I'll take him in a whole set it there, and he comes up there and he's just he's only 3, okay, 3.5, and he started kicking and doing stuff on it. He's learning moves now, so that when he's older, he can go to a real teacher and he'll have some muscle memory and some realization of what he's going to be going into.
Now, you know what's cool about that, Gil, is chicks could buy that at Walmart and let their husbands hold that. Or let the girl hold it. Just let your husband push it with half his strength, but be right in front of your sofa because you're going down on it. That's outstanding little bag. Because
Yeah.
if you are a woman and you have not been hit by a man, you do not understand the gross physical strength. Because I'm
Yeah.
telling you, they pack a wallop in a race.
I have an
Yeah.
idea for you single ladies that have a garage of some sort or a tree in your
Oh,
yard.
single
Here's
ladies.
an
Oh, single ladies. Go ahead. Sorry.
You pick up one of those bags. You can pick up them at most sporting goods stores, and they're not too expensive. Most of us, well, I shouldn't say us, I'm not included in that, have a vehicle with a spare tire. What you do is you hang it from a rafter or a tree. You take a rope, go over two edges, you run it through the handles of the bag because it's got handles on it, and you loop it through the handle so it holds the bag at a certain height. Then you hold it down with that spare tire. So when you hit it, it flies and it comes right back at you like a punching bag. But it's lighter, less expensive, easier to take down to the store, and it'll teach you a little bit of movement as well. Because when you hit it, it's going to come back at different angles depending on how you hit it. It might come back straight at you. It might come back flat. It might come
Okay.
back.
Newsflash, SOP. Girls, don't do that. Number one, you
They
won't
need
have
to.
a tire on your car when you have a flat one. You know damn good and well we can't hook a rope, throw it over a tree, and drag that tire up there.
Hey,
Okay,
no,
shut up, SOP. I'm not done. Okay, I'm not done. Okay, and it's going to make your hands black, and we're not getting dirty. We don't mind bleeding in the Walmart parking lot. That's a big no. No, SOP. That was bad advice, and it's not going to happen. My tire is staying right up under my damn truck where it belongs.
Why
So
you
when
got
I
a
get
truck?
a flat,
It's a car.
a man will pull over and change it for me. Okay. And if he gives me any business, I'll kick his ass right there on the side of the road. And then I'll just
Well,
wait
you
for
know
another
what?
man to come finish the job.
I know one Southern lady would argue with you the fact about being able to throw a rope over a tree because she threw her antenna wire over a tree, and you know who I'm talking about.
Okay, but she used a potato gun. We're not doing that. Gil just showed us a red thing you could buy for $19.99 at Walmart. We're not hauling a rope up the tree. We're chicks. Shut up. No.
All right,
That's
so
a no.
duct tape it to a post in your barn or tape it to the tree and go outside and beat on it on a tree.
How about just
Be
drive
humble.
around downtown and find them? They're laying on the side of the road everywhere. But why you want to get all dirty and pick up tire? No. Look, Gil's got it right here. Screw SOP's tire and go with this pushy thing that Gil had. Good God Almighty.
Hey, I'm trying to give them a way to learn how to move.
It's called the ProForce shield bag. Curved shield. They got different things on there, but it's ProForce. Some different company calls theirs a kick shield. But yeah, they're yeah. The one here is $71. So you can probably find them a lot cheaper than that.
Mhm.
Especially if you go to Walmart. If you check around on eBay, you probably find other cheap ones. But yeah, they come different styles. Different companies make different ones. But yeah, I mean it's really a nice something that you can get with your girlfriends and work out with it.
Jay,
The guys don't have to know you're doing it.
Thank you for your common sense product, Gil, unlike your friend SOP. Okay?
hey Jay,
I'm just saying.
she's not adult supervision. She
Okay.
openly admits she's still a kid at heart.
Yeah. But when somebody comes up with a dumbass idea like a rope and a tire and some kind of hooky do crap on it, I'm like, yeah, no, it's too hard. We're chicks. Tires are dirty. No.
It's okay. Go get a guy to do it for you.
Now there is something that back in the early 80s when I was working for the sheriff's department that we taught to ladies, and I still think it's viable today, especially if they have a decent sized purse where they can have a big can of Aquanet hairspray in there and a lighter.
Okay.
First, you start spraying the guy's face with it. He goes to block that face, and you bring the lighter up, and you light the sucker on fire, and you run.
Okay, Gil, just hold on. Okay, first of all, can you imagine me telling the man, excuse me, sugar, let me get something out my pocketbook.
Oh, you don't
Now-
say anything. You just see when they
And I'm
sound.
gonna pull out my Aquanet, and then I'm gonna get my lighter. First of all, we'll spray our own ass in the face because our hands are gonna be shaking because we're scaredy cats who are just regular women who have not trained. Okay, no, listen. No on wasp spray, no on bear spray, and no on hairspray. Don't listen to Gil now. Okay.
Well, it worked. We actually had a lady actually use it that we trained, and she took a guy down with it. But
Okay.
thanks, you don't say, excuse me, while he was following her, she reached in her purse, got the hairspray, got the lighter out in her hands while she was going to a car. When she got to his car, he came running up to her. She heard the running. She turned around and sprayed him and lit his ass on fire. And we picked
Here's
him up.
do that to a man when he's in your minivan attacking you. You could burn your whole damn van down. How about
In
that?
the van, in the van's a different story. In the van's a different story, true. But when you're walking to it, yeah, you always have your hand in your purse, on your keys, on something you use as a weapon.
Okay, some of us need to balance, and girls walking in hooker shoes, just pushing their way through the Walmart in their high heels ain't got time. They need both hands available. They should have their keys in it and not hanging in their pocketbook. That advice sucks. Why don't y'all let the chick who came up here to talk about this talk about shit that's not stupid? Okay, now we got a tire, we got Aquanet. You work so good with your punchy bags, and it's all going to hell. All going to hell.
You're right, Sand Hollow.
What's Sam say? Do I need to knock Sam around?
No, sand.
Sand. Okay,
Punching
okay.
bag. with
Sand
the-
Hollow Homestead.
Basically a speed bag. See? He didn't talk about a tire, did he? Or her?
No, no. Okay.
Okay.
Now, for those who live out in the country, in the rural areas, who live next to an ag co-op, you can go in and get burlap bags. Usually, you can get a burlap bag that's slightly abused, and you can get 2 or 3 of them for almost nothing. And you go home, get some dirt. Don't have to be sand. Just get something out the back of the yard, fill it, set it up somewhere. You got yourself a homemade punching bag. Start working the muscles. That's the first thing. You got to get the muscles built up. Once the muscles are built up, you can go get proper training. All right, Lori. Good night. You said that an hour ago.
See, Cecilia knows you should always carry your keys in your hand. Because, by the way, they're a pointy thing. And if you carry it, you can stick it in a man's eye or his face or his stomach. But you never let go of your keys. Cecilia knows because, I don't know, she's not SOP and she's not Gil. She's a girl. Okay?
Thanks, Miles.
All right. So I've about had enough of y'all. I'll tell you what.
Well, on a happier note,
Gil,
Hey,
can you
Gil.
take a bunch of bags down from the screen so I can look hard at
That
SOP?
was yeah. He yeah. Did it.
what do you think of that one? That's the round side.
Oh, I love that. Oh, I need one of those when I get paid that says it ain't hard.
And I
Oh,
can
I
always
love
put
that.
on the back side of it too, because it's relatively nice.
Oh, that is beautiful.
Holes and no, I didn't make these. I bought these this way. I'm not that talented.
Oh, they're perfect. Well, no, you don't need to. You're doing the hard part. That is groovy. Yes, North Star, lock your car as soon as you get in. Don't put your pocketbook down. Go put on your lipstick. Fix your hair. Get in the
Leave
damn
these
seat. Go
things
hook
in
your belt
the purse.
and lock the door. Mm-hmm.
Leave these dang things in the purse. Quit worrying about this thing. It'll be there when you get home.
Yeah, that's right. No message is so important.
All right, I got a question for Mouse Toes. If Dave would put this one back up.
Oh dear
Okay.
God.
If JAE,
I'm innocent of this. This has nothing to do
let
with
me
me.
get my gun.
All right, this is a flashlight that has the stun gun on the front of it. What do you think of that?
Screw it.
Okay.
No. Wait, you're going to show it to me. Yeah, no. Mm-mm. Okay, let's think about where would you be carrying this? Okay, through your neighborhood, walking your dog, walking with a girlfriend in your neighborhood, going gibber, 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 gibber. Oh my God, did you see what Sarah wore to church on Sunday? Oh my God, her butt is so big, right? Okay, this is what you have right here. Okay, be situationally aware. Somebody's walking up behind you when you're walking for your exercise in your neighborhood with your ponytail, your lipstick on, and your mascara. Okay, there's 2 guys walking behind you. Turn around, go, excuse me, or you cross the road. You don't need that crap. You're not going to hold that in your hand in broad daylight walking outside of Walmart. Okay,
definitely
try
not
and
daylight.
get your basket. trying to push your basket, get your key ready. Just what me and Cecilia said. Have your key in your hand. I can swing that key. Why you need a flashlight with a stun gun? Do you know how close you have to get to a man to hit him with that? Let me tell you how close that is. Too damn close. Okay. And do you have to push a button? How do you get your finger on the button? You're going to be pooping your pants if you're not a good fighter. Oh, is that you, SOP, with your little stun snippy gun over there?
Well, what I was thinking, Malsos, is that if you're out and and it's in a dark area, you can have a flashlight out. Would it, having a flashlight that has a stun gun on it too, is what I was thinking. If you get out in an area and it's dark, you can have a flashlight out anyways, not in the daytime, obviously. But I just wasn't sure what you thought about if you're out there, you're going to have a flashlight out anyways. Would you want one with a stun gun on it?
Okay, I wouldn't, but now I feel what you're saying. But first of all, I wouldn't go walking through my neighborhood at night. And if you're in a Walmart parking lot, damn thing's so well lit.
Yeah,
right?
true.
You don't need it. But let's say
Okay.
you're out walking in your evening for your exercise and it's dark. Did you charge the damn thing? Did you get to try? How about you just get out there walking with both arms loose and be ready to kick some ass if some punk comes up on you, talk a little smack, give a little neck roll. Are you looking at me? Because I know you're not looking at me. I don't want my hands full. And what if he takes that from you, right? That ain't good. And they ain't cheap, are they, Gil?
Yes, they actually are. Mouse. I've actually got one of those.
How
Less than
cheap?
$20.
Well, let me find out. That was on Amazon. Let me click the Amazon link. That's $21.
Yep.
No, just scratch that. That big one's $21. This one that I was showing you was $14.
Yeah.
And North Star made a good point. It'll be hard to get it out of your purse quickly. Let me tell you why you don't want things like that. You'd have to think, okay, it's dark, I'm going for a walk. Let me get my flashlight pokey gun. What do you call it? What's it
Stun
called?
gun.
Guns up my flashlight pokey gun. I don't know what it is. I forget. I can't remember what you just said. And what if you didn't charge it? How about you just depend on your own two hands and your own situational awareness? Just like having, I'm going to Walmart. Let me get my freaking Aquanet and a ladder. Okay. Women can't think of all this crap. They're balancing toddlers. They're herding cats. They got a husband who needs some beer. Okay. And they left their list at home. The minivan's hot, the air conditioner ain't. No. Okay. That's what I say. That's what I say as a chick. You can have, just get a freaking gun and put the damn thing in a bra holster. And then wear something that you don't tuck your shirt in. A gaping chest wound will take the damn fight out of a man. I cannot believe I'm having this conversation with you two. Y'all don't go anywhere but with your own two hands because you're big men. You're like, yeah, let's whoop some ass. Women can do it. What?
Okay. The reason I got this is because it was actually sent to me for review. But this actually, I feel, is a very pertinent self-defense item.
Okay.
No, you're not going to carry it, but it's because it's got a belt loop. Okay.
Yeah,
So it can actually be put on your side. And the Velcro on here is pretty flimsy. It comes up real easy. So with proper training, you get your husband or your boyfriend or whatever ladies to stand behind you and grab you. Instead of trying to reach for their eyes, because they've usually got you wrapped up in such a way you can't bring your arms up anyway. They're already outpowered you. So what you do is if you have something like this on your side, you reach crossed body because that's going to be the easiest way for you to reach. Pull this out, and then you take it, go between your legs to between their legs, and you hit them with this. I guarantee they will let you go because you're going to hit the cross point of the human body. You're going to hit both ends of the nervous system. It's going to lock up the top half and bottom half of their body. You hit a
Do you
guy.
not get a man to let go of me? I go dead duck, right? If my feet can't, I just hang there. He can't do nothing with me. He's going to roll forward. I don't need your pokey gun. That's all right. But I feel you. I feel you.
It's just an option. I'm not saying either one of us are right or either one of us are wrong. It's
Mhm.
just an option because there are some women that would like to have a sense of security. They can't go out and get training for whatever reason. Something like this can provide a little bit of a sense, but even still, whether you've got this, whether you've got just your hands, without the proper training, none of it. The point's mute. Nothing's going to do you a bit of good if you don't go out and train.
Mhm. Best thing you can do is go dead weight. He'll either fall forward, fall down. They have to at some point make a move. Get him down, run, right? Because you think about it, I'm in South Carolina, right? We're not New York City. Now, if I was in New York City, first I wouldn't be who I am, right? I'd be some liberal, hating guns, loving getting Kit
Right.
Kat. I would never dream of hurting anybody, okay, because I'd need an $18.50 cup of Starbucks coffee to get going. I'd be wearing hooker shoes, twiddling down the road, right, in my Louis Vuitton crap. Anywho, okay, getting in a subway. Now, in that case, I might want your pokey gun, but I'd always have to wear a belt, okay, to hook it through, right? You can't carry a what do you call it, a gun in a bra holster there. A lot of people live there. You know, they can move. There's Mayflower moving van. Anywho, maybe there. But the rest of us are just getting out our damn car and walking into Publix grocery store. Hell, my dry cleaner has a drive-through. I just stick my damn arm in. Somebody reaches in, I pull my gun out my bra holster, pop a cap in their face. So I'm just saying, SOP.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah. So if you live in pedestrian places, move somewhere you don't have to be. You know, I
So,
rode the
free
buses
carry
all my
state.
life in New Orleans. That's where I learned how to fight because the boogman is on the public service bus. I can tell you that much. Yeah, Hoochie shorts too, North Star Prepper. You got to look good. See,
Just
hooker
saying,
shoes lift your ass up. That's why women wear them, is they make their butt look higher, not wider. Just trying to attract the men. All the single ladies trying to get a man.
it doesn't work for me.
Okay.
Thank God.
All right. So can I leave now and y'all can have adult conversations? What you think, SOP? Have you suffered enough? Are you out of your funk? Now you got something new to be mad about. Get me on your panel.
You know, Mouse, you're always welcome.
Okay. I adore you,
Yeah.
SOP.
Just try to bring it real.
Okay. All right. Y'all have a good night. Thanks for always letting me be in your side chat and never blocking me because that hurt my feelers.
You know I wouldn't block you.
Okay.
Never.
I wouldn't
Never.
block you. I've never blocked anybody from X Nation. They're all more than welcome.
Okay, good. Well, I'm a SOP fan for life, like forever. We need to have a gang sign for that, you know. Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
Just hold this up.
Bye, y'all. Bye, Gil.
All right, bye.
Oh yeah, wait. I got to figure out how to get out. I hadn't been in StreamYard before.
Down on the bottom where it says to leave studio,
Little
Right
red
there.
X.
little red X, you click
Little
on
Okay.
that.
red button.
That's not so hard, but I would have taken me 10 minutes to find it. Bye bye.
All right.
Okay. Now we've had our weekly dose of comedy and intelligent conversation.
Yeah.
So you actually missed it, Gil, and I probably. Oh, what did I do with that? I lost it already. Doggone it. Well, if you go back and watch the beginning of it, at the very beginning of the chat, I actually posted a link to a paper that I actually read online, so you can watch it both ways.
Mm-hmm.
That's some good information.
All right. Trying to find something here.
Hey, Jay, I can't either. That's why I said, just take and be smart and buy something off me, and that way you can say, yo, we belong to SOP, man. And going back onto something that was mentioned earlier, and I was going to bring it up back then, the term "get off the axe." That is the same term that people who go out and learn how to pistol shoot and rifle shoot are taught, because there is something called the 21-second rule. 21-second rule is, if I'm standing 21 feet away from Gil and I have a knife and he's got a holstered gun, I can get to him before he can pull that pistol out and shoot it accurately. Now, does that mean I'm going to get a killing blow in? No. That's why the term "get off the axe." Do not just stand there and wait. The minute you see an aggression coming your way, you move, which forces them to move and throws them off balance, giving you that extra half second to second to react accurately. Not axe. course, if you're on an X, you probably want to get off it anyway. Get off the X.
The target X marks the spot. Yeah. Now, the only thing is though, we're talking about that 21-foot rule. The 21-foot rule applies to most people.
Those of us who've had a lot of training, that doesn't apply.
Yeah. Because I used to do a little competition speed shooting.
Hi, Lisa Lee.
So for any competition speed shooter, the person will get half a step and they'll have the gun emptied into them. So,
But yeah, unfortunately, I've actually had more training with firearms than some of the local police officers I know. That's not to say that they're bad or untrained. They're trained. It's just I've taken my training a step further because I want to make sure that if I have to deploy in an emergency, A, I know what I'm doing. B, I'm going to hit my mark and it's going to stop the threat as quickly as possible. And that's the way you're trained, to stop the threat. Not to Mozambique, not to empty your mag, not to one fire and that's it. You train to stop the threat. That's how you train. And the same comes with hand-to-hand combat skills. You train to stop the threat. When the threat is stopped, you get off the spot and run.
mhm.
Hey, welcome back there, Will.
Hey, Will. Dang, I knew I should have shared that one photo. I was thinking there was a mime of a lady that was had some people, they were giving a demonstration. It was one of those little on Facebook where and she went through all the different moves and stuff of being grabbed from front, from behind.
And if you guys want to get a tantalizing snippet of training, go check out Warrior Poet Society. He's got excellent videos. He'll show you how to sight in a rifle with 1 or 2 shots at very close range that gives you an accurate range a lot further out. I mean, he gives, in the one video where I was talking about that little belt knife he's got, him and his partner, they go over scenarios that show you how effective that little item is. My little night knife that I got, it's buried. It's opposite, which is why I was going to try and make something similar to my neck knife, only reverse the blade to the top side. So I'd have something. I'm probably just going to go out and buy what he's got because that way I got to try and make it.
All right, what are we at here? Hang on. Okay, 431. I mean 1731.
Say who what?
1731.
Oh, we haven't really talked about that a whole lot. Thank God.
Yeah, I've been marking as I've been on here, as it every couple minutes I'll check it and it's going up.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it will. It was.
Yep.
It was a lot higher earlier on another one, but we'll leave that alone.
Yeah. Was it, look for something here real quick.
Kathy, but thank you. Have a good night, Kathy. Be safe. God bless. So the whole gist of the evening, folks, for those who are just joining or have been asleep at the wheel, please don't drive and be asleep. Don't let others' inactions disparage your ability to continue, because all truth does pass through 3 phases. They deny it, they get aggressively denying it, then they admit, oh, I guess it's true. We're getting to the point now socially where everybody's finally admitting that it's self-evident and true.
Okay, I got
a lot of people are actually starting to hit us up saying, what do I do, man? You didn't listen to me a few years ago when I started this to tell you to start picking up just 2 or 3 extra canned goods a month and rotating it out so you build up a small stockpile of it? Well, no, because you're not going to go out and buy 18 months or 6 months or even 3 months of food all at once right now. One, it's not it's cost prohibitive. You can't do it, not unless you're rich. What were you saying there, Gil?
Just a second. YouTube video. Granted, we don't have the sound here, but I'll put the link up here in a second. But yeah, he goes through and
You know, she doesn't stick around to wait. She splits.
explain each part of it. They show it fast, show it slow, and then they go and show and she splits. See, they go through all the steps and explain it. This is what I was trying to find before.
And that's the most effective one right there. They grab your hair, spin and rotate, twist their arm. And as you're twisting, you grab their wrist and you do your best to twist their arm out of socket as you're spinning. Don't be gentle. Don't be nice.
So I'll put that. Yeah, see, beware. He goes through everything. So yeah, really, it's only a 3-minute video, but it yeah, gets down dirty and nasty.
And there's another little trick too. And you know, he showed the claw, which is the proper term for it. It's called the claw. There's a way to develop that so your fingers don't go mushy when you try to do that. And that first thing to do is you go out, and you need to be out in the dirt anyway. Just talk to Howie and Mouse. They'll tell you, go out and play in your dirt. You go out to the dirt, you dig it up so it's nice and soft, and you take that claw and you start just smashing it in the ground. You got your dirt all dug up so it's nice and soft, so it's not going to hurt. And the more often you do that, the more strength you build up in your fingers.
Yeah.
And you want that strength anyway because it helps keep your hands limber for the rest of your life. And as you build up that strength, you'll have the muscle memory that when your hand is moving in an arc like that, your fingers will lock into place and they will be more effective than if you have never done that. Your fingers, hold on, let me go back to us.
Yeah, pull that up.
When you practice and you train in the dirt, your fingers will stay locked into place. But if you never train, they're just going to mush up because you're not going to have the strength to incapacitate the person you're attacking.
All right, there's the link.
Yes, if you know what you're doing, you can.
And I think just, one thing like you said, practice. You have to practice. You have to build up muscle memory. You can think about get yourself mentally prepared, but then you need to get yourself physically prepared to do your moves and stuff. If you're going to be kicking someone in the knee, you got to practice kicking something. Get it out a fence post or a tree. Go out and mark where a man's knee height is about, and practice kicking it, doing the side kick on it or the heel kick, whatever it is. Practice different kicks so you don't just have to. I got to get in this position to do it. No, I can do it. Just wherever you're at, just practice different kicks, different things, so you can get it done.
Yes, I actually showed my son because my son, who at 7 years old thought he was Barney Badbutt and smarter than Daddy. I showed him that I could control every move he does with just my one hand and the palm of his hand and one finger. He decided anything I said he would do. It's just knowing the right places.
Yeah.
So training, mental exercises, and that's another key thing too, is mental exercises. If you're not using mental exercises, thinking outside the box in your brain, getting your brain prepared, because if your body's prepared but your brain's not, it's mute, it's pointless. You have to put your brain through mental exercises in order to develop the my body shuts down, but my brain shuts down, but my body is still reacting. So your brain can go blank, but your body is still going to function in a fight response, not a deer in the headlight look. I will respectfully disagree with you on that one, Tibor, but I've also had a lot more training. I know pressure points on the human body that I'll make a grown man that weighs twice what I do on the ground crying for his mommy. And all it takes is 2 fingers. I know a place where I can take 1 finger in a knuckle shape and hit you in such a way that you will bleed internally and there's no way to repair it. But again, I've had extra training.
Yeah. Yeah. As you know, Tibor, having been through the police academy and returned as an defense instructor for the academy, hand grabs are for a lot more than just putting cuffs on.
Matter of fact, nowadays they actually teach in some departments a one-handed technique that you can control your subject with. And they will do virtually anything you ask if you get that on them. But you have to be trained on how to apply it properly. Because if you don't apply it properly, it ain't going to work.
Yeah. And you can't just, and you got to keep practicing it. It's not just, okay, I've been trained on this, I'm good. And 20 years later, expect to use it.
Right. It's just like a pistol. Don't pick up a pistol at the store, put it in your vault, and never use it. It's worthless. It's an interesting paperweight at that point.
Yeah.
Cecilia, I cannot show you that move. You'll have to learn it from a sensei. Because that's one of the things that I was required, is to never teach what I was taught. I can't even teach my own son. I can teach him some things, but there are certain moves I can't teach him. It's a code of honor type thing, and I won't break it.
Sorry, Tibor, but until you've had the training I've had or Dave's had, sorry, but yeah, I've been,
I got a solution for it. Go check out Mike the Cop. Mike the Cop in the last couple months has actually done a few training videos where he's trained with his sensei. And while they don't show a majority of the moves that the police are trained, they do show a very few interesting ones. That's all I'll say. But let's agree to disagree and move forward.
Yeah.
We are not here to argue amongst ourselves and cause division, because a house divided cannot stand. And if we divide and argue amongst ourselves over something as meaningless as this,
yeah, the
we
point
stand
is,
no chance as a group together.
the point is that for the ladies, they need to get, training. They need to practice training and make it, make it part of your lives. I mean, for years, I did every Wednesday night, I met with some other people and we just practiced, even though I was no longer actively teaching and stuff. I went and practiced just to keep my skills up and keep the stuff I was doing up.
Hey, Jay, my sensei was a multiple black belt. When I met him, I was 13 years old. He was 70. He stood 5'4". I, I would say he probably weighed less than Mouse. But when he smacked me in the back of the head and planted me flat on my face, he earned my respect instantly because he didn't look like he could hurt a flea. There's a lot involved in knowing not only the proper way to use what you have, but using what your opponent has against them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, muscle memory is like Dave was saying, your brain kind of shuts down and your body keeps going. That's the muscle memory where you've trained, where you've done something. How many of you can be thinking about something else and tie your shoe real quick, just like, and go on. And you don't even, sometimes you don't even realize, well, okay, my shoes are tied. You're doing something, you're thinking hard about something else, and your body goes through its morning routine of getting dressed. And, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, well, I do got everything. That's muscle memory.
And practice makes perfect eventually. So yeah, if you can find somebody that has a private range to go practice with your pistols and rifles, that is ideal, because then you're not having to worry about, all these other people getting in your way.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. I fixed a poor man's dinner tonight. It's coming back to bark at me.
Ruff, ruff.
The pork and beans and hamburger and nice shredded cheese. A little bit of spices. My son inhaled it so fast, I thought for sure he hadn't eaten in 6 years.
All right.
Wyatt family, I'm going to go to my friends, which is where my toy is hiding. And then I'm going to come up to your place and we'll go out back and we'll practice. Considering you only live north of me a few hours.
Yeah, but by the time you hike up there, it'll be in the morning.
By the time I hike up there, my son will be graduating from high school.
Okay. Oh, when I was at the city council meeting, one of the ladies on the council, they went up into Idaho Falls and they went to, they were up there doing some stuff and they decided to stop at the Winco up there. When they went inside, they looked around. They were going to get some milk and some others, a couple other little things. They weren't talking about just a normal, a little short Winco stop on the way home. And the lines from all the registers they had open went back into the store and around by the dairy section, and they couldn't even get to the milk area. And then so they go, oh, we'll just stop at Brome's on the way home in Shelley. And they came down and when they pulled into Shelley, they said it was nuts in there too, but they were able to get their milk. But it was just like, everybody was out at night shopping. It's like, okay. And they were talking about all the stuff, and she was talking about all the stuff that was gone and stuff. And it's like, okay, what do I need to get at 7 o'clock in the morning when Sam Club first opened its door and nobody's there?
Well, and it comes back to what I was talking about near the beginning. Why it is the fact that people have already been through their knee-jerk reaction because they're realizing this is actually becoming real. It's not as fake as everybody's been making it out to be. And so now people are having knee-jerk reactions, overbuying, or overdoing what they're doing. And the people that are buying 8 to 10 gallons of milk aren't thinking the fact that before they get through the second gallon, the other 5 or 6 that they've got in the fridge are going to spoil.
Right.
So they're actually causing everybody else more hardship than is necessary.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, I get 1 gallon a week of 1% milk for my cereal. And I'm thinking maybe I ought to go ahead and get some powdered milk. I hate powdered milk.
Well, to me, that's worse than 1%. To
And
me, 1% is like drinking water.
Yeah. Well, it took my wife years to get me off of whole milk onto 2%. And she was mixing the 2% whole milk for a while, then 2% solid, and then down to 1%. Yeah, and we used to have a cow, and the skim milk we had from a cow was richer than the whole milk you get in the store.
Mhm. See, I only buy vitamin D milk because you know what? I'm getting old and I don't know vitamin D I can get because
Yeah.
as we get older, folks, our brains, our bones get brittle.
Yeah, brains get brittle too.
Yeah, especially when you try prepping and you try keeping on top of things. Your brain
Yeah.
turns to mush.
Okay. Just thought of something.
I agree. 1% is like drinking colored water. When my mom was, well, I should say, when I was a wee little lad, my mom bought some 1% milk once and I put it on my Cheerios. Now, at the time, we were allowed to have 2 spoons of sugar per bowl of Cheerios if we wanted it. I about dumped the entire saucer cup of sugar into my bowl so I could eat it. And my
Yeah.
mom reached over and smacked me, of course, because I broke the house rule. And my stepbrother and sister laughed and I punched them and turned into a fight. And then we got in more trouble. But, you know,
Yeah. Okay, I just went on the Amazon to look because I've heard about it and have never gotten it. Is the powdered whole milk because it doesn't store as long. And I'm looking at it here, and it's ridiculous the prices. I mean, the regular Milkman low fat, 18, $44. Geez. This one here is probably the low. That's goat's milk, powdered goat milk. Hey, how about this? Frozen fresh camel milk.
MERS, anybody?
But I'm looking, I've heard a lot about Peak, being good, but it's like they no longer, all they have is other sources for it, and that's $85 for the, it's gone ridiculous. So
That's
my
because people are buying it.
I mean, who would think that people would have already been thinking about whole powdered milk?
Well, Julie says she gets the purple goat's milk right there.
That one,
I think so. That's the only purple one I see.
yeah.
Of course, now, mind you, I was born and raised in Michigan, and our education system up there is a little backwards compared to some places. So I might be not seeing what I think I'm seeing.
Yeah. So Julie, is this a good price? $8.77 for the 12-ounce gluten free. Yeah, no, yeah, not. Yeah, of course, it's gluten free. It's milk, not wheat.
Did you see what Jay put?
Or Jay, Jay, a mile and a half up the road is a dairy, and the owners go to church with me. So yeah, I may be going over there making deals.
I guess Grandma's so happy also gets the same stuff. So that's 2 votes for it. So I guess maybe it's not too bad.
Yeah.
See, I've got a credit card that I've got put away that I'm trying to pay off, and with everything going the way it is, I may actually have to break it out to pick up a few extra odds and ends that I normally wouldn't even think about.
Let me check this here.
And she says 12 ounces is not that much.
Wrong. Okay, you can open a new tab. I want to see exactly what it says about it. Yeah, I think that's like one of those little small cans is what that is.
Yeah, 12 ounces powdered isn't a whole lot. I've got a bag upstairs. I've actually got 4 bags of powdered milk upstairs in storage.
That's a pack of 1. If I get the 12 pack, the price goes up to $34 for a 12 pack of 12 ounces. So that's price wise, that's a better deal. That's evaporated. Okay, let's go there. Powdered. Powdered only comes in the it doesn't come in the other one there, does it now? Yeah, it goes to evaporated for the 12 pack. So yeah.
Hey Jay, most cows have 6 that I remember. Of course, I could be wrong.
4.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
4 spigots.
It's been close to 40 years since I milked, so I don't remember.
There are a couple that do get little short ones on the backside, behind the four you milk.
Guernseys, I think. Aren't they
Yeah.
the ones that have the extras usually? 'Cause those are the ones that I grew up with. Milk
We
on the-
we had Guernsey Jersey mix, and so
Hey,
the,
if it
the,
comes
the
from
little ones,
Jersey,
the little ones would never milked.
if it has anything to do with Jersey, I don't want nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
You had a question. Somebody asked which one of those what the price was, and I didn't. I have to go back and find it.
Okay. How much is Earth's Best?
Yeah, that's it.
Where is Earth's Best on here? Look again. Nestle. Subscribe for live. Am I missing it here?
I don't know. Like,
I don't think I'd gone down. I don't think I'd gone down that far before.
Angus beef is the best beef you can ever cook. I will say. I will agree with that one.
We actually bred our Guernsey jerseys with Angus bull. That was some pretty good beef. We got two beefers come out of that one.
One on the left.
The one on the left. Hang on. Go back. The one on the left.
28.
Oh, Earth's Best. Oh, yeah, organic toddler. Okay. All right. That is 23.2 ounces for $28.50.
Now, even though I don't care for powdered milk, I do have 4 bags of it up in my storage stuff.
Yeah.
And that I only have 4 Charles. I will not touch it.
Yeah. And the one next to it here is a 20 actually, this is more. This is 28 ounces. So instead of 23 ounces, and it's only $25. This one here is 26. That one's 32. Yeah. Ooh, powdered real butter. Hoosier Farm.
Indiana. Hoosier.
But okay, this is, come on, scroll. There we go.
Down, Simba.
1 pound. So this is 16. This is 29 ounces for $15. Oh, that's non-fat. Come on.
Let me see.
Come on now, Amazon. I put whole milk, not non-fat.
You know they don't listen.
Yeah, I know. Whole powdered milk, 500. So this is about 18 ounces here for $16. That's 94 cents an ounce for this one. But yeah, that's expensive. Maybe I just got a couple of I got a bunch of my water jugs here that I've had the distilled water in, the 2.5 gallon ones. I can put 2 gallons of milk in it, put it in the freezer, and have frozen milk, and just defrost it when I need it. What do you think of that?
Well, yeah.
I want to see the sort of remarks out, the comments I get from them. So I'm going to take one of my 2.5 gallon water things for the distilled water, put 2 gallons of milk in it, so it has expansion room in it, and it has all sorts of grooves on it, and freeze it.
Okay, folks. Unfortunately, it takes 1 to 2 months to ship most of their products. But if we ever get back to normalcy, which we should,
I like that company.
this is a quality company to get from. And come on. They do have stuff in stock. There it goes.
Yeah.
And I was actually going to try and see if I could find their cows. Dairy. Page is not working. It's because I'm asking it to work. What'd you all do? Did you all decide to go check that out too at the same time? Eggs. More eggs. Some cheddar cheese. butter, non-dairy fortified dry milk, large can, $20. Buttermilk,
Uh,
20
yeah.
bucks.
Mix the two together, you get regular milk.
Or just go right here, spend an extra $3 and get some chocolate moo.
I don't want chocolate moo in my cereal, though.
I do. Give me some Rice Krispies and chocolate moo, and I'm a happy boy. But they out of stock at the moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you get a chance, go check these guys out. BePrepared.com.
Main office is in Provo, Utah.
I will drop a link into the chat. There you go. And sign up for the email list because they send out emails every little so often.
Yeah.
And they've usually got some really good deals on it. Hey, Copper Kettle, I didn't see you sneak in here.
Hey. Yeah, the
Well, Cecilia, a lot of places right now are actually being bought up by other agencies, which is why they're out of stock.
yeah.
Because some agencies figure we're more important than the general population, so we better go buy everything so they can't buy it, then they can rely on us and we can control them.
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of politicians?
The shadow knows. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, I clicked on the survival food and it comes up. Due to increased demand, please allow 1 to 2 months, shop available products here. That page isn't working for survival food. What I get from them, there's these little bars about this big and about that thick. And it's the, trying to remember the name of it. It's their survival bar, but they got real cool flavors and it tastes pretty good. They got vanilla, they got orange, they got raspberry, they got blueberry. It's basically like a granola type survival bar, but it's high density. And no, it's not DHS at work. It's FBI at work.
Shh.
Oh, sorry, the Federal Bureau of Incompetence.
There you go. It's one of our favorite ABC groups.
Yeah.
It doesn't know how to put A before C.
And right now, FEMA is broke again. So
They've been broke.
yeah, they got broke on Puerto Rico.
Yep. And that's not due to our government. It's due to the local government's incompetence of storing all of that stuff that they were sent that's still sitting in storage down there.
Yeah.
It's not the administration's fault here. It's the people, local government.
Yeah.
And last I heard, some of those politicians have been arrested on their faces.
Oh, I love Jay's comment.
Awesome, Jay. I gotta go get my cough drops.
Yeah. But you can get different. These are different ones than the ones you get at the grocery store and stuff. I believe, Celia, unless they're selling them to the grocery stores
Right,
as
man.
well.
Thanks for saying hello.
Okay, and close that one. All right. Yeah, I may have to go to up to the local store and see if they have, and I may wind up having to get low-fat milk. I wonder if I take the low-fat milk and I mix some condensed milk with it.
You will not like the taste. I've
Yeah.
tried that, being desperate in the past.
Not the sweetened,
may-
just the regular condensed.
I may have had the mixture wrong, but yeah, I couldn't take it. And I couldn't water it back down enough to get it palatable. So like I say, I may have had the mix wrong.
Okay, Mimsy.
And folks, for your soap and other essential oil needs, please check out Heaven's Essentials.
This 10 minutes is brought to you by Heaven Essential Soap.
This is not a paid endorsement. I repeat, not a paid endorsement. But if I believe in a product or a person's products, I will definitely inform you. This, however, is a paid endorsement sponsorship. Please check out SOP's wood burning options. I can make all kinds of fancy things. That's one. This is my blank version. That one doesn't cost but $1.25. I made something for mouse toes. I've made something for Gil.
Yay!
And then, like I said, this one I'll probably wind up using as a giveaway eventually someday. Find the camera. There it is. So that 25 seconds was brought to you by SOP's Wood Burning Options. Stop by today and check it out. Hello, Howie.
Hey, Howie.
The next 5 seconds is brought to you by Howie's Food Forest Permaculture Farms. Build a farm in your yard, and you can feed your family forever. Now back to your non-regularly scheduled programming. Mims, I can probably do that. If you can shoot me a JPEG of your logo and get it to me, I will see what we can do with it.
Yeah. Jay wants to know, did you show Mouse Toes the thing when she was on the stream?
No, I already sent her some. That is an actual extra. That was a prototype that I actually changed hers up a little bit. So hers looks even better than that one did. Plus, that
Cool.
one wound up being a little crooked. And I won't send out mistakes. I keep those to show you guys. Yep, this was a little off, but it's just like the person that made it, just a little left of center. Or right, depending on the day. You got to figure out which knee's not trying to give out at me. That's the way I lean. Yep, just email it to me, Mims.
Uh-oh. Let me see, check something here real quick on my other side here.
Dum, dum, dum.
Okay. This would be of interest to Bob. The Philippines is closing off its capital.
Yep.
That's on CNA.
Yep.
So I will watch that late after the stream.
Hey, Jay, I tried to do one other than the SOP thing, and it came out looking like a bunch of lemmings following each other off a cliff.
Okay. It's now 1747.
Mm-hmm.
It jumped a bunch in the last hour. Okay, and so that was basically in 24 hours, it's gone up 434 in 24 hours. Yeah, that curve is starting to go up. It's getting exponential again now.
That's okay, Wade. Don't worry about it. Or Wade. I keep saying it different. I have a friend whose family name is similar to that, and it's called Hyde. That's why I keep saying it differently. Sorry. Thank you, moderators. You're doing awesome. Matter of fact, hey, everybody give a round of applause to the moderators. They have to endure an awful lot in here with me.
Round of applause.
Nice dramatization. There you go.
Did have one on his streams.
Yes, taste doubling is expected. Exponential doubling.
Yeah.
And heavens, yes, they are, unfortunately. They are standard, Jay. I offered a metric wrench for a Smurf overseas, and they politely declined because they don't come in here very often. I said, I don't care.
Yeah.
But we agreed the metric wrenches and the standard wrenches probably wouldn't mesh very well together.
Yeah. But I wanted a left-hand wrench.
You asked that the last time. I told you no.
Now, here's a little piece of information for you. Your standard pipe wrench, monkey wrench, they do make them left-handed. The thread's back the other way. Because my dad was left-handed. Actually, my dad was ambidextrous, mainly left-handed, and he had a bunch of tools for left-handed.
Mimsy, let me knock one of those out. Make sure you approve first, and we'll go from there. But yes, I did get it. And it looks like something I can use, no problem.
Okay, yeah, bumped up there a bit. Again.
You also got to figure out what size you want to. I can go up to 5 inches by 5 inches with no problem. Anything other than that, I have to try and figure out a different way of doing it.
Well, Julie, the problem is on those wrenches, putting the other hand, my dad would have a right-handed one in his right hand, a left-handed one in his left hand, and when he was working on, locking and twisting, tightening unions and other fittings like that.
Well, Mims, most of the ones I've been doing are 4-inch coaster size. They're 1/4 inch thick, 4 inches by 4 inches, roughly.
Yeah.
And these are going to be more durable than something in 5-inch because I'd have to use regular plywood.
Yeah. Thanks, Cecilia.
The 4-inch by 4-inch I can actually get through Amazon.
Hello. All right, let me check something here. Research.
And no, folks, it's not a dry cough. It's a wet cough. I don't have it. But I do have to walk to Walmart tomorrow, so pray.
All right.
Now, one more question, Mims. Do you want a set of 4 coasters or do you just want one? I'm not picky either, but I want to make sure my customers are satisfied and happy. Hyperinflation. Yay. Let's not discuss that tonight. Although that will be a topic in a future episode, I am sure. Gil, you're usually faster at searching for things.
All right.
Venezuela, pictures, wagon, cash.
Venezuela, what? Wagon,
cash. And it should bring up several images of a red flyer type wagon full of cash.
images.
Of course, it may not. They may have pulled that image down.
Yeah, I have some smaller ones here. Yes, like the two, but yeah, it's not popping up here.
I should be able to explain it fairly well. In Venezuela right now, y'all know what a red flyer wagon is. Most of us had them when we were kids. Picture that filled with American dollars, stacked about 3 feet tall on top of it. That's what it takes to buy a loaf of bread. That is hyperinflation. Just to give you a small visual representation thereof.
I even tried doing red wagon, and it's not coming up. They pulled it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised because there was a lot of hubbub about it.
Yeah.
At the rate you're going, how you're going to feed, you're going to be able to feed a small nation. Excuse me.
Hang on, share. Hang on.
I actually wish I was living back up in Michigan. I wouldn't have sent off my last seed vault to somebody. I would have actually had it planted this year.
Oh, okay. I just have to see how they're. It's hard to see that these are just bundles, and it says 20 on it here. Bundles of 20s and stuff. I mean, look at all that money there. That would be,
That's enough to buy a loaf of bread.
Yeah. And here's and they're going just taking the money into the stores, just bundles and bundles of money.
That's just to buy a little bit of food.
Yeah.
I mean, that's hyperinflation right there.
And they're basically, it's so worthless. They're folding it to make, like, we used to fold stuff to make, the gum wrappers and stuff to make chains. They're making, stuff out of it because it's so worthless.
Kinds of other stuff.
Yeah. Jeez.
That's what happens when your economy completely collapses.
Yeah. Venezuela eliminates smallest currency. So they got rid of the ones and the fives.
Yeah, Jay, if I remember correctly, that is pretty close to it. I don't remember exactly when their hyperinflation bubble was, but they did have one, yes.
Oh, here you go. They're showing how much stacks of money to get what. So you got that stack to get some tomatoes. That stack to get a bag of something else. Oh, to get that stack to get a chicken. No telling how old these are too. So yeah, there's a lot of things in here. Yeah. So, oh, you can pull that down. Maybe. I'm by myself. He left. All right, guys. Oh, I was going to say, do what we do to have done to Steve in the mornings. Make a comment and delete it. But that's why your paper currency needs to be backed by actual silver and gold. That's right, Jay. Yeah. Wow. Fed is dumping $7 trillion into the U.S. economy. Argentina, here we come. Yeah, Tibor, and then Bernie will say, "Yes, we're living the American dream, just like Venezuela." Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, the thing is, they haven't voted on that, and they're not voting on that until, let me look at my calendar here to get the right date. Oh, sometime after the 23rd. They're gone all next week. So all next week, our people in Congress are going to be gone. And oh crap, what happens if they get home and they're quarantined at home in their state? Well, guess what? Our government pretty much stopped.
But we have a budget right now, don't we? So the rest of
that doesn't include any stimulus package that they need. They need to get off their lazy white rear ends and stay up there and do the job that they're being hired and paid to do.
Yeah.
And they actually need to go back to the way our forefathers did it. They did it for free.
Mm-hmm.
But that'll never happen.
What are they getting the $7 trillion from? The printing press.
Well, Jay, there's a possible point to that. Some people will look at that and say, yes, it's extremely valuable. and they will do whatever they can to trade with it and for it. But you know what? The average person on the street don't have any silver. They don't have any gold.
Yeah.
So eventually, while those commodities initially will be great, they will lose their value over time. Yes, they'll still be semi-valuable, but let's throw our tin hats on here, and the economy collapses, the whole world falls into a poop pit, and silver and gold are the key trading currencies right now. Fast forward 5 years, people are growing their own food, their own tobacco, whatever. People are making their own liquors. They're trading it back and forth for other things they need. Gold and silver will nowhere near the top. There will be some people that still covet it and will kill for it, so to speak.
Mhm.
But the general population will have moved completely away from that into a barter system.
But then move a few years beyond that, it'll start coming back, and
Well, by then,
Yeah.
civilization, they should be trying to rebuild it by then, I would
Yeah.
certainly hope. I won't be here, but
Yeah.
cool. That's pretty cool, Brad. And that's where a lot of
Ah,
people, rustic.
uh,
A lot of people are going to look at it. I can't eat silver or gold, but I can eat the silver he's got, and he can eat the eggs that I got, and vice
Yeah.
versa.
no, I don't have coffee creamer. Don't drink coffee.
No, he's a snob.
No, I mean, to me, coffee is a potpourri. It's just so, I don't know. It tastes different than it smells to me, and it's to me, it's like muddy water.
Awesome, Wade. Awesome.
So I defend everybody that loves it, but to me, to my palate, it's just muddy water. Yeah. And I don't even drink hot chocolate that much either.
See, I knew there was something strange about you, boy.
Now give me some give me the spiced apple cider. Ooh, or a vanilla milkshake. Ooh,
Everybody's weakness. Milkshake.
purple cow.
No.
You know what a purple cow is?
I do, yes.
Guys, purple cow is probably the best type of a float there is. You get a one of those big beer stein type glass things. You make sure it's frozen really good. You get your refrigerated grape juice and your vanilla ice cream, and you get one of those little melon scoopers, and you fill the thing up with melon scoop size balls of the ice cream. And then you pour your grape juice over it. Purple cow. Give it a minute to start frosting and slushing up.
Yes, Muddy Water play a very mean guitar. And fresh eggs, unlike store-bought eggs, will last and store longer because they're not washed. Because when chickens lay egg in a natural, there's a coating on the outside that protects the eggs.
Jay just came up with a great idea on the side chat here.
Right.
For silver, you have silver, and you dentists will need something for making for fillings and stuff. Silver is one of the things that they can use.
I have a secret idea. Make friends with dentists. Your enemy goes to that dentist. Have him use lead for fillings. Of course, I'm joking. Of course, I'd never do that, but
I'm going to save that idea for one of my books.
hey, finally, I came up with something that'll get published someday. Never.
Roasted Condition
Oh,
says,
God.
I have about a year's worth of coffee stocked up.
We must have a party going on here tonight. I just had like 6 vehicles pulling all at once. Maybe it's the SWAT team. I doubt it. I would have gotten a phone call by now. Yep.
Yeah.
I actually don't. I had to break into my store of coffee because a neighbor ran out, and I was kind enough to loan it some to them and never got repaid. So now I have to make it up. Oh well. Which is why I'm going tomorrow to Walmart to pick up some canned meat and another 2 cans of coffee.
What type of canned meat?
Beef,
Because
pork,
they're-
chicken.
pork they sell, Walmart still has.
Mhm.
All Walmarts, I was checking online, they're, even the distribution center says out of stock for the canned beef and the canned chicken.
This Walmart still had some.
Yeah, get it while you can.
That's why I'm going tomorrow. I was going to go tonight, but like I said, it's raining.
Yeah.
I don't want-
Because I did a search around looking for on Walmart for canned beef, and you can't even order it from the warehouse that be delivered to the store. They're not taking orders, and not even taking orders to deliver it directly to your house either. Jay,
I'd love that too. I'd be living in Rustic's Woods. Excuse me.
Cecilia, Cecilia, that's a good idea. They got to make sure they haven't been processed, that they're still growable beans.
Contact Juan Valdez. He's probably got a few extra.
Yeah, where I'm at, the only way we could grow coffee beans here is in a big hot Willapina.
I'm going to go see if I can't find something real quick because for the coffee drinkers, it is an option to store. So I will be right back.
Yeah. Yeah. Good deal, Wide family. All right, Howie, take care. Have fun with the family. Yeah, I don't have, coffee I don't drink, but that is, when we get all our greenhouses built, we want to have one that is we actually have to heat, a Willapina that we have to heat hotter than it would normally be, so we can grow stuff like cocoa beans and coffee beans for trading, cocoa beans for my wife. There's a lot of, okay, let me check something else here real quick here. That one there is a no-go. So let me bring up something. I'm checking something else here real quick on the other screen here. So I tell you what's sad, watching video of commercial wood splitters. Where were those machine formed at? My dad and my brother built a wood splitter using I think it was 8 by 16 piece of I-beam that was 12 foot long, and my dad took some 1-inch steel, made a V out of it with another piece in the middle, so you had 3 pieces, and it was about 12.5 inches tall, and then he welded it all together and ground it down so it had a nice sharp point. And then he went and before that final point, though, he filled it full of hard facing, which is a welding stuff they put on cutting edges for dozers and stuff that toughen it up. And he said it took him a while to grind that down to a sharp point. If anybody's ever tried splitting eucalyptus after it's had a chance to season for a month, you ain't doing it unless you have some really high powered equipment. And they, with this thing here, he had a 8-inch hydraulic cylinder on it. And that's what they built it for, because my brother got a whole bunch, I mean, like several truckloads of eucalyptus, and had cut it up, but it started raining. They didn't get out there to split it. And in the springtime, they weren't splitting it.
I don't think anybody's blocked any chat, Cecilia. Not that I've caught.
The last thing I see on your chat there was they're growing beans. And then before
YouTube will sometimes automatically withhold and not even let the moderators know that something's been withheld. It'll automatically just delete it, and there's no rhyme or reason for it. But back to the whole coffee thing. This stuff. This is super concentrated. If you use a half a cup of coffee to make your coffee pot, you only need a quarter cup of this. If you use a quarter cup, you only need an eighth cup. This is espresso coffee. It is very finely ground, but it will work as regular coffee as well. This is my storage stuff. I will not break into this no matter what, unless, of course, a month from now we can't go to the store. Then I'll break into it.
Yeah.
It
Well,
was pretty easy to get to. I just had to move my plate carrying another bucket.
I am totally convinced now that the John Hopkins University site has been, because it's been all day and I haven't been able to get it's in not full. It's not configuring.
Ooh, espresso soap. See, folks, right there. That's why I say go check her out for your soap and essential oil needs. She's got tea too. You might float around like a hover soap or hovercraft. Because if you drink too much of it, you probably have the Hershey squirts and be squirting all around the place.
Either that or you'll be going in high speed and drying off, and you're dry. Tibor says it's been hacked. So somebody hacked the John Hopkins site.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, thanks.
And that's a great way to have it, Cecilia. Some to grow and some to grind.
That's France. But went up to 1758.
Keep going. We're going to start getting into some history. Oh, wait.
We already are.
I was referring to a different methodology, but okay. There you go, heavens. Another customer. See, unfortunately, I can't have anything out front without them throwing an absolute hissy fit. Because like I said, I wanted to put a trellis in front of my windows so I would have some built-in shade. And I wanted to put a kind of like a flower box thing underneath it, but fill it with vegetables. And I was politely told, not only no, but no. And they used that word that I didn't. It's only taken them 3 months to get the bird's nest out of my air conditioner unit so my bedroom doesn't smell like bird poop.
Okay, so I'm going to set this up for the last one tonight.
Actually, if you want to start growing stuff like that, get a hold of Howie. Howie can help you design and build a place so you can grow all kinds of stuff. I mean, for crying out loud, he's got lemons growing in the wintertime at his place. And they're juicy lemons. I've seen him cut one open and eat it. Yeah, Jay, we probably will be history. And I don't mean dead people. Provided the Lord tarries and the world carries on another 2-3 dozen years, then yes, we will be part of history.
Well, go back there. Okay. And hit save. Uh,
That's possible, Jay. That's possible because it would have plenty of food at Howie's place, and it would be invisible because they sneaky like that. Yeah, they're down in Florida, not too far from Doc Bones and Nurse Amy.
all righty.
Well, ladies and germs, any other comments? Coughing fits. I mean, I didn't mean germs as in spit them out of your mouth.
Sorry. I couldn't resist that one.
I know. I thought about it too, but it was kind of hard to do that as well as talk. So it actually worked out okay.
Yeah, but I was thinking the Marx Brothers when Groucho said "ladies and germs" and not Harpo, Hippo.
I can't remember. It's so
Yeah,
long.
the other one. Yeah, the other main one there. Yeah, he started doing the coughing fit.
I mean, heck, they're talking about plants and how he's not even here. Doggone it.
Yeah, he'll
Right
catch
up
it on the
Howie's
replay.
Well, folks, my Discord's open. As long as I'm awake, I have my Discord open. Don't hesitate to get a hold of me on there if you have questions, concerns. And if I don't have an answer, I will go find it. I've been playing with computers far longer than some of y'all been alive. Not all of you, of course, but some of you. Zeppo, that's it.
Zeppo, Chico,
Latte,
Harpo.
Cheech, Chong. Oh, wait. Wrong group.
Gummo was another one.
But folks, if you're not part of Discord, please go check out one of the other videos that have current links in them. The one from last night has expired now, so go check out one of the older videos, like a recent review video of any kind, and it'll have a link that'll get you into it. And when you get in there, send me a message. If you're using a different name than what you're using on YouTube, send me your name via private chat so I know who you are and I can put you in with the right group of people.
Yeah.
With that being said, it's now 3 hours. I appreciate all who's been here. I see we have 17 on here, so I'm going to let y'all go home. Or wait, you should already be home. Okay, go get in your comfy pants and go get that nice cup of drink before whatever you're drinking, water, tea, whatever. Relax, get a good night's sleep, wake up in the morning feeling refreshed and not a care in the world. Just don't look outside your window. That being said, say good night, Gil.
Good night, Gil.
Good night, guys. Catch you next time.
Yeah.
Out.
All righty.